got to.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. This National Recovery Month, start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at choosechangeca.org.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there is something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, perhaps hidden in the attention given to rookies like Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson has been the play of outfielder Colby Thomas. Thomas, a third-round pick out of Mercer University, in his first 61 at-bats this year, 4 doubles, 4 home runs, and 13 RBIs.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge.
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Are you thinking about buying a new car? Well, maybe you're on the fence. Let me help you out. Kyle Draper here from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the first time I stepped into the MP of Stockton showroom, I knew I made the right choice. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV. It's comfortable, stylish, and most importantly, it's safe. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. It's just a short drive down I-5 or anytime at mbfstockton.com.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Kyle Draper is Australia now, Jay. He's continuing his world tour. Should be back with us next week. But you got Jay and Whitey today.
I have no clue where he's at.
Yeah, I knew he was supposed to go to Bali at some point, Australia. So I'm sure he's having a great time. Well, he's probably starting to get a little nervous about the Eagles and the Cowboys on Thursday. Maybe he's not getting that nervous.
I know at last time I saw he was in Bali.
Okay.
I believe I saw him say second full day in Bali, and he posted a few different pictures and videos and jazz. So that was the last time I had actually paid attention to what Drapes was doing.
We're going to help get you ready for the start of the NFL season, like you need help with that. But before we do, Jay, I'm sure that you have, having lived here your whole life in this area, you've been through earthquakes, been through, heat waves, of course, and ice storms, that is, like hailstorms. You were in Texas, right? So you've probably been through some severe weather back there.
Oh, yeah. I've lived in Houston. I've lived in L.A. I've lived in Bay Area, and I lived here in Sacramento.
Have you ever been in a tornado?
I have not. I've been close.
Today in Carmichael, about 9:45, something like that, you could just feel in the atmosphere, there was a lot of moisture and warmth, and there was some thunder booming. And all of a sudden, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law were getting ready to pack up and go back to the Bay Area. And this tremendous gust of wind came up. To say gust of wind doesn't do it justice. Garbage cans just like flying, tree limbs flying, in some places trees falling down. And it didn't last long, but it was, oh my goodness, what's going on? I'm watching my sister-in-law and I realized I better go out there and make sure she's okay. And from what I've been told, the National Weather Service has taken a look at that to see whether they can classify that as a tornado today, Jay. Now, I don't know what goes into that. I know at some point you have to have a rotation. You know, there has to be some sort of whoosh. And I actually looked for that when I was out there. It's like, is there a tornado here? Didn't see that. But the gusts were so strong. I was talking to somebody else, Doug, who works here, and he lives in the same general area I do. He said, yeah, they're looking into seeing whether that was a tornado, and I don't think they've announced their findings yet, Jay. How about that?
Then, I looked at the weather a couple days ago. We were in the midst of triple degree heat. And I figured it would continue, and when I looked, this was probably, I want to say Thursday or Friday. And I was like, oh man, next week is supposed to be 100 degrees again, pretty much all every day this week. And then I looked Saturday. It's like, oh no, it's supposed to be 95, 98, and then drop off. And so I triple checked yesterday, and man, we're supposed to catch some 80s. And you know what that tells me is my time of living in Texas, Houston, League City, all those different areas, Austin, of course. When you see that degree drop off, like that big of a degree drop off from 105, 102 all the way down to 84, weather gets weird.
Yeah.
It just tells
because of that differential.
Yes.
The hot and the cold. And you go,
where's my meteorologist out there? But I've seen it because I've lived it in Texas, in so many different places throughout Texas. When you see that different type of degree, when it comes to the weather, that means it's gonna rain, tornado, overcast, hail, something's gonna happen.
Bumpy, yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
So it didn't surprise me, but it did surprise me for you to tell me all the things that happened at your house. My wife took off to work this morning and was like, "Oh man, it's raining." I said, "Raining? Can't be raining." She was heading off to El Dorado Hills, but when you told me the tornado warning and the high winds and everything else, I said, oh yeah, this is Texas weather for real.
Yeah, it was very strange. Now, I don't know what their final findings going to be, but they were looking into it because I read at SACP.com that a story, and the National Weather Service still looking into the cause. So I think they're still considering that. It was, we were very lucky. I know some people had trees falling down on their cars. But it was just kind of I don't know how widespread the area was. So anyway, against that backdrop, we carry on today. And Jay, we got, in spite of all of that, we got football this weekend, NFL football this weekend. I know we had college football, and I know I'm sorry about what happened to, Arch and your guys, Jay.
Man, don't even get me started.
Who would you rather be today, Arch or Belichick?
Arch.
Really?
Yeah. Belichick and UNC look like they have no shot, no hope. When you're ranked so high, and we've had people come on the show over the last couple of weeks talk about rankings are out of whack and they shouldn't even really matter. But when you're ranked so high and you take a loss, especially to the number 3 team, as I put in air quotes, Ohio State, and you lose by 7, you'll have opportunity to bounce back. He's still young. He's definitely young. But I tell you what, the hype train and the hype machine has come to a 0. Yeah, that thing is over.
Screeching
that smoke, that train is not even active right now. The smoke is cleared. They ain't put no more coal inside the train. The brakes have stopped. The conductor has jumped off. He's taking a nice cold lemonade break.
Did I see, Jay, that he did not complete a pass over 5 yards in the first 3 quarters?
Something like that. Yeah, there was one that
17 for 30 for 170, a touchdown and a pick.
Yeah, man. And a lot of people are talking about he hit a receiver, and I can't remember who it was. Hit a receiver going over the middle, or from sideline to sideline, and he threw it a little high. Receiver dropped it, and that was the one on 3rd and 5, and then 4th down. They couldn't clutch it down in the fourth quarter, down a couple minutes. But man, he didn't play well at all.
I know Tom Brady said, it's a double-edged sword. Obviously, you feel terrible, but it can make you better because you're going to go through tough times like that as a quarterback, and it can kind of build up a callus. He didn't use that term, but he said you got to Got to be able to get through that. It's just a tough way to start your college career. As far as Belichick goes, that's fine. They're going to have they got some winnable games on their schedule. TCU over North Carolina, 48-14. Jay, it's not really my business, but I guess as a fan, I'll make it my business. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's doing it. I don't understand it. Good for him, but it's like, I don't know why you're subjecting yourself to this.
He's a football lifer, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's kind of one of those guys that needs to be around the sport for him to keep going. That's the way it feels. Now, that's just my own opinion on looking. I haven't got
coach
any.
Coach is coach. There's no question.
No doubt about it. He seems like if he's not around the game, he might not be able to operate properly. And however you say operate properly, whatever that means to you, that's, to your perception. But I truly think he needs to be around the game in some form or fashion. And we know, we've been told, we've heard, we've seen reports, we know insiders. So many different people have always talked about Belichick needing kind of, control over everything. He's got to be the puppeteer pulling the strings. I liken it to Allen Iverson in this form. And I know that's a far comparison. Allen Iverson had the opportunity to come off the bench and continue to play in the NBA. He chose not to.
Not interested.
Wasn't interested. I'll say that with Belichick. I think there is, I think in the NFL, people probably reached out and said, hey, you'll be the head coach.
Yeah. 49ers say you could be the DC.
DC. And he's like, nah, want no parts of that.
You be the DC for 1 year, and then, you just show everybody that you know what you're doing still. He probably would get a head coaching job.
Yeah.
Instead,
he's like, nah, I'll go down to college, control all the swings. And I get it. A lot of people have cracked jokes about, his girlfriend's age. Oh, man, that was a whole. Did you see any of that on social network?
I just saw her. She was down there with him before the game on the sideline. And again, it's like,
but people were coming up with so many different jokes. I must say I enjoyed some of the.
You don't see a lot of that, do you? The coach before. I don't know how what time it was, how close it was to game time. But the coaches' wives and girlfriends don't usually come down on the sideline with them, do they? Do they?
Sometime, I guess. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know,
right,
man. I don't know. But, at any point in time, there's phones looking. There's nothing you can do these days that no one has a camera on you if you're Bill Belichick, especially if you're on the field. So very tough sledding for Bill. Definitely. But I do think if he can't turn this around, and it's only week 1,
right,
we'll see where it plays, because allegedly he's only signed a 2-year deal. Like he's only on for 2 years.
Yeah, and I think the buyout is very minimal.
Yeah.
It's like $1 million, which is like, whoa, but by those standards, that's a very minimal buyout.
Because it's probably, they probably kept it low in the fact that this is just a stepping stone for you to jump back to the NFL.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah, boy. It's different between being in your 70s and recruiting people at 16, 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
On top of, money intertwined, on top of, your personal life and people cracking jokes on that. It's different. This ain't the Patriots, let me tell you.
I think the number one reason he didn't get an NFL job is not so much because people feel like the game has passed him by. That's may or may not be true. I'm sure that's an element of it. But I think people just looked at him and said, he cannot evaluate talent anymore. If you look at some of his drafts,
really,
that's a guy that wanted to run the show. And I think it looks like he got to a point where he lost it. He doesn't see it anymore. I think that's the biggest strike, if you will, against him, his epic Hall of Fame career notwithstanding.
Yeah. I think I'm barking up the same tree in the form of, I'm not going to say he can't see talent, recognize it. I'm going to say, I think it's the control factor. And that's part of it, is if you control everything, the buck stops with you. We talk about Kyle Shanahan and the buck stopping with him on who we pick, and, the 49ers draft and who they scout and how they go about things and how they line up, all these different avenues that Shanahan controls. I think that's the same thing with Belichick. So I think when you're talking about recognizing talent, it falls under that umbrella in the form of, you can be a head coach, but we need a DC, OC. We need some different scouting techniques, and you won't be the last voice when it's all said and done.
Just looking at some of the luminaries we have in the chat so far today. Thanks for being with us today, whether you're in the chat, on the text line, or just listening. Of course, Campio, Bert Bondi, B Deets 916, Logical Raptors fanatic, to name a few. Tony Ray Harvey. I always get a little nervous, Jay, when Tony Ray Harvey's listening.
Okay.
You know, I feel like got to be on my A game.
Got it,
as
boy.
close to it as I can.
That's right.
Tony Ray Harvey is he's a true journalist.
True.
He has high standards. It's flattering that he would check us out as he is today, and as he does often.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it was legendary around the area.
Amadrock checking in. Awesome. We're underway. Johnny Peter Rosa. Jay, are you feeling any better? I'll admit I am about the 49er wide receiver situation now that Juwan Jennings is like, whoa, that calf has healed right up.
Yeah, I bet
he's out
it
of
has.
practice.
I bet it has. Start making a few phone calls outside of the household, and then all of a sudden,
who's coming in?
Yeah,
Kendrick Bourne. Hey, coach, a miracle has happened. I can't explain it. I'm better.
And I'm gonna throw this on there, and I've told you this for the last couple of weeks. I've been screaming it at the top of my lungs for anyone that could listen. When them checks start to get a little bigger, which means that season has come around, and guess what happens? This week kicks in because it was a holiday and all that, all these different, things. Now we're talking about game checks kicking in. Guess where you better be if you want that game check?
On the field.
On the field.
Yeah.
So he's sharp. He's smart. His camp understands it. I think they've pushed it as far as possible.
Made their push?
Yeah, they have.
Okay, here's our options. All right, I'm good.
Absolutely, because I'm gonna need that check.
Yeah. Tim Kawakami of the San Francisco Standard, who's very well connected in the Bay Area with the 49ers and all the teams down there, he suggested that if Juwan Jennings had not been at practice yesterday, then the 49ers might have really had to play hardball in terms of, fines or suspensions even. Now they don't have to do that. But as far as Kendrick Bourne, he met with the 49ers yesterday. They made an offer. He didn't take it, Jay, as you well know. Kendrick Bourne meeting with the Washington Commanders today. So it doesn't mean he's closed the door on the Niners.
No.
But they didn't come to agreement. So he's like, let me see what they have to offer. So and I'm sure the Niners too, are waiting to see what he decides to do.
Yeah, and if I'm Kendrick Bourne, it's good to be wanted. One of the things my father-in-law always says, I like who likes me. And I've always said, that don't make any sense, but I get it. I definitely understand what he's talking about. Kendrick Bourne has been, over the last week, he's been cut from a team. He's been looked upon from a few other teams, and he's whittled it down to Washington and San Francisco. So listen, kudos to him and his squad, his camp, for taking the time and doing what they need to do. It sounds like he's in good shape. He's ready to go. He's ready to play. He's 100% healthy. He's not banged up, and we will see where the chips fall.
Yeah,
we'll see where the cookie crumbles. I think both teams have a good opportunity. I know when you get a person like that in the first, you're the first person to get him in, have the first opportunity. You definitely don't want him to leave. But from my understanding, it sounded like his camp had already got financially both the contracts, both of the plans from both the teams, and hence why he whittled it down to both those teams. So he already knew going into San Francisco, Santa Clara, whatever you want to call it. He's familiar with the area, definitely locked in with Kyle Shanahan. And I'm pretty sure he's like, you know what? Not too far from Washington, got a house probably somewhere up around there, Connecticut or something, where he could probably get to Washington in a few hours or whatever. I'm pretty sure he's like, listen, let me at least do my due diligence, my justice, and see down, what they're offering.
Yeah. Kendrick Bourne's not going to make or break anybody's season, but that would be a nice addition for Washington, and it would be a little bit of a humiliating kick in the crotch to the 49ers. You'd like to have him, but it's funny because a week ago, days ago, the 49ers didn't have enough receivers, but now, Juwan Jennings got that settled apparently. They love Ricky P. He's like an X factor this year, Jay. Then you look at who's coming back at some point, Ayuk and Robinson. And some have suggested it's possible the 49ers were only able to offer Kendrick Bourne we can guarantee a practice squad, but we don't know how often you're going to be active once we get all our players back. If that's the case, that could be why he said, let me see what Washington has to offer. But I'm speculating there. That might be why he didn't sign with the Niners.
On top of, they just went to the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
And, no doubt, it's not like Kendrick Bourne is 22.
But you had first crack at him.
I get it. But I also think there were some other parts that, align with that. He just came from the East Coast, Washington just jumped off the NFC Championship. They got a young quarterback. Kendrick Bourne likes a little flavor, no doubt about it. As I talked about, he's brash. He's got bravado. He's the type of guy that wears 5 chains and a silk button up and keep it wide open. So there's some things that I believe, he's looking for. And if you really look at the identity of both of these teams, brash and bravado probably looks a little younger with Washington, more his speed compared to when it comes to San Francisco. So I think he's probably, like I said, doing his due diligence, and good for him.
When it comes to the head coach of the 49ers, it's interesting because Kyle Shanahan has taken the 49ers, as you know, to the Super Bowl twice. And yet a couple weeks ago when I said, I think he's done an excellent job, at least one person came after me and said, are you even watching the games? Because people are down on Kyle Shanahan because the team did not play well last year and they haven't won the Super Bowl yet. I mentioned this because today in The Athletic, Ted Nguyen posted a survey of top defensive coordinators and coaches. And so he asked these top defensive minds, let me just make sure I got my terminology right here, 6 defensive coordinators and defensive assistant coaches from around the league. All right, Ted Nguyen asked them, who are the top offensive play callers in the NFL? This is defensive coordinators and defensive assistant coaches from around the league. You want to take a guess, Jay? You don't have to. I have the top, 3, 4. I'll start at number 5. Okay.
There you go.
Number 5, Kevin O'Connell, Vikings.
Okay.
Number 4, Andy Reid, Chiefs. This piece says, surprisingly, Reid did not get a single first place vote.
Wow.
3rd, according to defensive coordinators and coaches, 3rd best play caller in the NFL, Ben Johnson, Chicago Bears.
That's interesting.
Number 2, Sean McVay, Rams, which means there it is.
Shanahan won?
Number 1 answer, Kyle Shanahan, 49ers.
I would have thought Andy Reid would have got number 1. McVay probably would have been 2. I think Shanahan would have been 3. That would probably been my top 3 from what I think most people would have said.
Yeah. And again, that doesn't mean these guys are right.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, but they obviously know what they're talking about. And I know that a lot of the complaints from some Niner fans, it isn't necessarily because of his play calling. So I get it. There's obviously a lot of facets to being a head coach. But one defensive coordinator said of Kyle Shanahan and the 49er offense, they challenge all your rules. They're obviously 21 personnel, but whatever you try to do, they always have an answer for it because they can align in anything out of that personnel. So if you don't go base defense and try to match them in nickel, then they have all the answers or they can run it. And then if you do go base, you're really limited coverage-wise, and you always have to worry about the matchup on McCaffrey. So you know how defenses are. They have tells, or they go by tells. A lot of times the defense in football, right, Jay, they will see how you're lined up or where this guy is. Oh, they're going to do this. 49ers will give you those looks knowing that you're going to misunderstand what they're showing you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's part of what Shanahan.
We're going to show you this, so you think we're doing this. We ain't doing that.
Right. That's part of Shanahan's MO. It's showing something that technically is going to probably not even end up close to what they showed.
Right. A coordinator said Shanahan understands defense. He understands your rules, and he tries to manipulate your rules, tries to flush hook guys out of the hook zone and draw in breakers, which is a little, it's a little technical talk. But there is one criticism here. You want to hear it? You want to guess what it is?
I'm listening.
One shortcoming that came up a few times with these coaches and coordinators, Shanahan's pass protection schemes.
Ooh.
There are ways to manipulate the protection, and their reliance on play action can lend itself to mismatches up front. Otherwise, no play caller in the league commands as much respect from defensive coaches as Shanahan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if partially a part of that is the fact that their O-line isn't up to par, isn't up to snuff when it comes to the best units within the league, too. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Because read that one more time because I want to get a better understanding. Yeah.
Again, this was a survey. I know I've mentioned this several times. 6 coordinators and defensive assistant coaches around the league.
Okay.
They're asked to name the top play callers. Why? Offensive play callers. One shortcoming that came up a few times was Shanahan's pass protection schemes. There are ways to manipulate the protection, and their reliance on play action can lend itself to mismatches up front. Otherwise, no play caller in the league commands as much respect from defensive coaches as Kyle Shanahan, with his protege, Sean McVay, second on the list. So you can criticize Kyle Shanahan for this or that, but the experts, the people that need to know who the best play callers are, say, oh, yeah, he's the best play caller in the National Football League.
I think he's had that reputation for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as, I think we see him weekly, we get to hear and talk about him on a daily basis. It's kind of the same thing. As much as we're up on what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles or, New England Patriots or the Miami Dolphins, we're not day-to-day in the trenches with following those teams, unless you're a fan for the most part. We read, we do our research, but are we really looking at the small print, those type of aspects when we're talking about the Miami Dolphins? When the 49ers, we're reading and sifting through every single thing. I wonder if the same could be said for a lot of a lot of NFL reporters, and the fact that, they have to pay attention to all the teams throughout the league. Coordinators, same thing. They're scouting, they're doing research, they have to connect their own team. And it's kind of like what we've heard about when it comes to college football, the coaches poll. And we've heard, I don't know if you've ever heard or seen or read these reports where some of the coaches have, like their assistant coaches or, a scout or something that a recruiter fill out the form for them because they don't get an opportunity to actually watch all of the teams.
Sure.
Their
you
head
vote
coach
for me because
just rock me out. Yeah. So I wonder if that's the same thing when you hear some of these D coordinators. Like, how many guys are really paying attention to every single play caller in the league? Do you really have that much time?
No, I mean, but obviously guys that you have played, are going to play, or guys obviously you played a lot. Yeah.
So is it reputation, persona? Does Kyle Shanahan, because he has that reputation, Sean McVay have that reputation, Andy Reid have that reputation, the persona of who they are and what they do, does it carry more weight than, year to year?
Sure. And to me, it just think how annoying that is. If you've got a coach that knows how you're going to interpret a look and he gives you different looks, knowing what you're going to think, and then does something else, just think what that does to you. And then they're in a look, and they a lot of 21 personnel. And then you're like, all right, he wants us to think we're doing that, but they're actually going to do this. But then wait, what if he is doing that? I mean, that would drive you crazy, wouldn't it?
Oh, for sure. If I was a D coordinator, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. You better believe it. I know I'd be pulling my hair out, what I have left.
So I think his reputation is valid. And I think he's earned it. But there's there's just more to it. At some point, they have to win a Super Bowl. That's the job. When he took the job in San Francisco, that's part of it. You got to win a Super Bowl, at least one.
You need to register one win.
Yeah.
Hoist that trophy. And then it's all for everything. If you can, it's all for nothing.
Well, you just, kind of a slip of the tongue. You said NBA, and then you said, no, I mean NFL. I only bring that up here because it's amazing how many people are weighing in on NBA stuff, Jay. We're not even talking about the NBA.
Man.
People are going on and on about the Portland Trail Blazers and Chris Murray and Keegan Murray.
What's going on with the Murray family?
I don't know if anything's going on, but Kings fans are ready now that it's September and the season starts next month. Kings fans they're already ready, Jay.
Well, we're already overlooking the NFL, huh?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there when we come back. Another Micah Parsons plot twist. What? An update on the Rams quarterback when we come back. Jay and Whitey today. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with RVs of Sacramento and the Sled Museum of Science and Curiosity. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Labor Day is right around the corner, and Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram want to thank the hardworking folks who keep this country running strong. And they're going to do this by taking the work out of you getting the new or used vehicle you want. They do this by offering the best customer service in the business, having the largest selection in Northern California, and offering the lowest prices on Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and America's truck, the Ram. See for yourself online at sacssuperstore.com why more and more people are making their way to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Seth Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Seth Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Seth's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Attention taxpayers, if you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000. And they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated.
Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority Tax Relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-406-1584. 800-406-1584. 800-406-1584.
Priority Tax Relief. Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting, just smart local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
The Labor Day Cellathon is on at Folsom Lake Ford. Right now, with your approved credit, get 0 down, 0% financing, and 2 years of complimentary maintenance on select new Fords. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford or folsomlakeford.com. See dealer for details.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Thank you for being with us today, Jay and Whitey. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I have to confess, Jay, got the barbecue, got the grill going Sunday night, and I'll spare you the details, but I was like a pitcher that just didn't have the good fastball, didn't have the command, and I ended up throwing like a complete game, gave up 3 or 4 runs where it's like, okay, it worked out okay. But I wasn't at my best, I'll be honest with you. I just didn't have the feel. I was not in command of the grill.
Yeah.
Weren't
in the zone, huh?
I was not.
Yeah.
Definitely was not.
I've been there. And I will say this, yesterday, I wasn't planning on doing anything because Saturday and Sunday I was moving and grooving. I was doing a lot. I was out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so yesterday I'm like, I'm just going to sit around. My wife actually went to work. She's a cosmetologist, owns her own shop. So, a lot of times when holidays are for the corporate
Labor
person.
Day? Yeah.
A lot of times people are off, so they have availability to go into the salon. So she worked. Bunch of people came in. And so she hits me probably like 12, 1 o'clock. It's like, hey, you gonna pull those ribs out of the freezer? No. I wanted some ribs. I said, it was 1 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
I don't have time to season them, let them rub, get them cooking. It's going to take me a couple hours to get the things brewing. So that's out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, can you cook something else? I'm like, yeah. So I get up, jump, run over to the store. And I wasn't in the zone mentally. I was like,
Yes. I know exactly what you mean.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
Just not feeling it. But when it was all said and done, like you said, I got the W. There's some chicken burger. I took the easy way out. Chicken burgers. I fry some catfish. And I make these like meatball sandwiches. So I connected that as well. But chicken skewers and things like that. I took the easy route out, man. I wasn't doing anything that was going to take me too long to be on that grill, man.
You touched on a key. Just you get off to that bad start because you're not in the proper frame of mind.
Yes.
So typically we eat around 6.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, it's like 4 or something. I'm like, let me just, check out the grill. And Shinya says, our youngest daughter was not feeling great. So she says, get that grill going as soon as you can because I want to take some food over to Janelle. And I'm
get it going quick.
I mean,
the like, pressure was on.
She said, you can start whenever you want. I'm like, it's 4 something. So then it's like, all right, I better get going. Jay, no propane.
Oh.
No propane. So, in fact, Jay, give me my music. Give me my music.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it
easy. All right, so gonna barbecue, and all of it sounds like we're gonna barbecue now, right?
Right.
We need that barbecue now.
Now.
Okay. Just so happens the tank is empty, so I go to the place where I had gotten it, so I can exchange it.
Okay. They're empty.
I go up to the guy at the cash register. Hey, I got my tank, and hey, I just want to swap this out. He gives me this, where he's like hopping up and down, like on his toes, going, okay. And I know right away, like, that's bad.
That's not
bad body language.
That's not good.
Up and down on his tiptoes, like, okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I'm waiting, and then he goes over here, and he's looking through these keys and all. He comes back and goes, yeah, I don't have the keys. I don't have the keys.
To the propane tank outside
exchange program. I came to exchange my propane tank. Do you not understand how this works? And I had that moment, Jay. I was like, what do I do?
Yep.
I could have screamed at him. I could have said, well, is there someone you can call who does know where the keys are? I decided just the guy's whole vibe, like, I really don't want any part of this. So I just said, you don't have the keys? All right, goodbye. And then I went on to
another
Chevron,
place.
and I got a taken care of.
Okay.
Like
That a boy.
Like that.
I was going to say 4 o'clock Labor Day celebration day.
Yeah.
That means Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and most people probably have already started their grills on Monday. Propane was at a premium.
I guess.
At a minimum.
There wasn't a lot of propane being exchanged at that place. Not on that guy's shift.
You don't think he knew where the keys were?
He did not. He looked. There's he's like going through, and then he had no clue. And you could see him like thinking, I don't know what to tell this guy. I don't have any idea how to do that. I don't have the keys. So anyway,
hey,
that's Whitey's Drape Steaks.
You got it. You got it done though.
I did.
So what'd you wind up blistering on the grill?
It was just chicken breasts and chicken thighs.
Okay, so you did the easy route.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
But I struggled. I struggled. Overall, I was like, that was good, and it was good. But I can't take a lot of credit for it. My sister-in-law's out there. You got to do this. Like, she kind of.
She walked you through. She led you. So basically, she was like a good offense, and she put up a few runs to allow you to make a few mistakes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So then I
worked through it.
Yeah. And then I had to pitch the contact.
Yeah.
A lot.
Gave you some run support.
Yeah. Defense was behind me. And in the end, I get the W.
Right.
Gave up, like I say, 3 or 4 runs, complete game, but it was tough.
What's
my guy wasn't helping. I don't have the keys.
I was gonna say, I bet you because it was a holiday, he's probably the one that got stuck with the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Probably is not up on a lot of things at the old propane spot.
Yeah.
Might not have ever went and exchanged the propane tank.
Maybe not. I guess I would have thought maybe on a holiday weekend, maybe I wouldn't be the only one going in there, to exchange my tanks.
Well, at 4 p.m.
It was Sunday. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, Sunday. Okay.
Sunday,
Sunday.
Yeah,
okay.
It was Sunday.
Yeah. Well, then, I could see that.
Yeah.
Some people cooking for tomorrow.
I went to Chevron and I got to say, they boom. Guys like, okay, you want a refill? Or you need a new one?
Right.
Because this guy in the back here, he'll come out, he'll take care of it.
How much is propane going for these days?
I got a refill in the tank like about $21.
Oh, how many gallons?
He put in like 4.5.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
I thought propane was a little more expensive
If
these
you go
days.
to get the tank, which I did once, just the tank,
Right.
I should have shopped around. I think that cost me like $80, but I think you get that a little cheaper.
Okay, got you.
But anyway,
You got it done.
Got it done.
That's
got
what
through
counts.
it.
Yeah, that's what counts.
Got through it.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Is Micah Parsons going to get through his opener as a Green Bay Packer? Turns out, Jay, he's got a sprained joint in his back, and he says he might need an epidural. Is this a plot twist now, or is this like, he's a football player, he'll be okay?
Probably a combination of both.
Yeah, because the Cowboys said MRI was clean, and now it's like, he has a joint sprain.
Well, let me ask you. If this was someone at a lesser value, and no disrespect to who that person may be, no name being thrown out there, but let's just say
I would suggest Mr. I don't know what the keys are.
that gentleman.
I would suggest he may be of lesser value, but
let's just say
he
this
did his
is someone that's probably a second or third string type caliber player, and they get traded and they have the same injury that Micah Parsons has. They don't pass a physical, or it doesn't look like they're going to pass a physical. This trade probably will be null and void, right? This is Micah Parsons. Even if he came over with a broken leg,
right?
You're
If he
still
was carrying one of his legs under his arm,
Yes.
hopping in,
right? Hopping just like your boy that didn't have the keys to the propane.
Yeah, okay. When he exchanged the tank, huh? Okay.
You know what that tells me? That tells me he had no clue on where to get where the keys were for the tank.
He didn't tell me with words, but he told me right away. He's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to help you.
I got no shot today.
Yeah. Also, Micah Parsons' agent was on ESPN today, and they're pushing back now because the Cowboys, of course, pushing the narrative that we had a fair deal on the table that they agreed to, and it was a great deal. And his agent, David Mulugeta, says, well, from an APA average per year standpoint, if you're just looking at the average that was offered to him, $40.5 million was the offer, which would have made him at the time the highest paid from an APY standpoint. That being said, the way cash flow was structured, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the agent was saying, well, the devil's in the details, and you can say, we would have made him this, but it depends on the guarantees and all of that. So his agent says the Cowboys might not be telling you exactly the way it went down, but you understand why the Cowboys are doing that. And it doesn't matter. There's no way Jerry Jones is going to be able to save face on this. No one's going to go, oh, Jerry was right.
Yeah, no. I mean,
that's not happening.
Unless Micah Parsons' career is completely over, then there's no, as you said, there's no way to win this.
Yeah. The agent said the difference between the deal the Cowboys had offered versus what Parsons got from the Packers could be a difference of upwards of $60 million.
Ooh, that's a lot of change for me to get out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you. Now, wonder, did you see the video of him, running around the house when he got traded? Yeah, and he, hugged his mom, kissed her, all that good jazz. Yeah, he was excited. He was a young man who you could tell wanted out. His heart, his mind was no longer with the Cowboys.
And now a lot of people are saying this elevates Green Bay to the status of teams like Kansas City, Buffalo, the Eagles, teams that have a shot at the whole thing, Jay. We'll see if that's true.
Yeah.
That's clearly why they did it. They see it that way too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I would imagine so.
Yeah. Speaking of bad backs, we've got an update on Matt Stafford, and Jay won't care for this, but when we come back, the 2025 Giants, they are still breathing, Jay.
There we go.
There's still a pulse there.
Let me just tell you real fast. I made sure last night before I closed my eyes to look at baseball schedule, standings, the Mets, the Reds, the Giants, the Padres.
Giants are coming.
And everybody else that's it. I'm ready for the smoke. I'm ready for the Giants smoke.
All right, that's next. Sacktown Sports.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the final days of Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flag, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
I'm tired of being broken. I'm sick of feeling hopeless.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. This National Recovery Month, start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
This is Alan Stiles on Sacktown Sports 1140, and the big deals are rolling in at Folsom Buick's GMC's end of summer sales event. Right now, take home the 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab Denali with $13,500 off MSRP, or lease it for just $699 a month for 24 months with $5,999 due at signing. This is your chance to drive the bold and powerful Sierra 1500 Crew Cab built to stand out on the road. When the summer ends, so do these deals. So don't miss out. Visit FolsomBuick.com today.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Hey, Sacramento homeowners, imagine the coolest, most comfortable summer in 30 years, leaving air conditioning giants drowning in overstock. That's your golden ticket to massive savings right now at Sierra Pacific. We've forged powerhouse partnerships with the world's top manufacturers, They trust us for flawless installations, unbeatable service, and our massive reach across Sacramento to move their inventory fast. In return, exclusive, jaw-dropping discounts just for you. Upgrade your home with premium systems at rock-bottom prices, installed by the region's elite craftsmen and backed by ironclad warranties and legendary support. Plus, snag huge tax credits and SMUD rebates to slash costs even further. This inventory clearing bonanza won't last. Seize it today. Call Sierra Pacific for your free in-home consultation and discover the perfect system for your ultimate comfort. Dial 916-638-0543 now or head to SierraPacificHome.com. Don't miss out. Your cooler, cozier home awaits.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air, the guys in the big red trucks.
Listen to the 49er Rewind daily. Brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza, the way it ought to be.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Hit me. Yeah, I love it. Right in the chest this time, T, baby. Yeah.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Before Jay apologizes to all Giants fans, is that what's going to happen, Jay? You're going to apologize to all Giants fans? We don't know. We'll find out in a moment. Before we get to that, one more football note that relates to the 49ers almost directly. You know, Matt Stafford has been nursing that bad back. He's had some back issues throughout the preseason. And yesterday, Sean McVay told reporters he expects Matthew Stafford to start this Sunday against the Texans. He's already one of the oldest quarterbacks in the NFL. 37-year-old, I almost called him Sean McVay, pardon me. Matthew Stafford. They say he's good to go, Jay. He's been nursing that bad back, but Matthew Stafford's good to go.
Yeah, Stafford feels like he's been playing through injuries for the last 2 or 3 years all the way anyway. Since like the Super Bowl year, it was like he's hurt.
His arm, I think his elbow, and yeah.
He's hurt every week.
Mm-hmm.
So, but, good to see him back. Just give him more reason for the 49ers to stop into L.A. and, take him down.
Mm-hmm. If Stafford can't play, who's the quarterback, Jay? Who do they have there? Who is his back?
Man, that would be Jimmy G.
Mm-hmm. I bring that up because, Stafford, I don't wish him any ill will.
No,
not a Rams fan, but, he's a phenomenal talent. But as you said, he has been dealing with a lot of injuries. And you go back to Jimmy G. Jimmy G was never as good as Stafford. I know that. But Jimmy G, he had all those injuries with the Niners. And there's, you never quite recover from any of them all the way. And then there's a cumulative effect. It got to the point where Jimmy was just almost broken down.
Right.
And so if you're the Rams, and I'm not saying that's where Stafford is, but that becomes the fear when you're dealing with injury, and it's his arm. Now it's his back and his knee. At some point, a 37-year-old is just to the point where the body goes, yeah, I'm out. I don't think we're there yet, but it's a concern.
He's getting close.
Yeah. You know what else is getting close? The end of the baseball season and the baseball postseason. And some Giants fans now, Jay, think that the Giants could be participating in the postseason because they are absolutely on fire. They've won 8 of 9. They won yesterday 8-2. The Giants have homered in 15 straight games. They're now 5 back of the third wild card with 24 games left. It's an incredible story, Jay. It's an amazing story. This Giant comeback. It's like a few things I've ever seen in baseball. You think they're in?
No.
No?
I will say they have one of the weakest schedules.
Yeah.
They play Colorado twice, 2 series. They've got the Cardinals and the Dodgers, I believe, twice. That is a terrible setup.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals are in it, I guess. They're 6.5. They're a few games behind the Giants.
They've been listing.
Yeah.
They're 3 games under 500.
Yeah, we heard, what was that? Last week you were talking about people coming out to the ballpark for St. Louis. And
I was watching one of the games this weekend against the A's, and it was empty.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Cardinal season may be done, but
yeah,
when it comes to the Giants, I must say the same thing. I think the season is done. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think they dug themselves into too big of a hole to jump out of. I don't see that. Normally I would say, man, come on, Padres, but I think the Padres they're even though they're 4-6 in their last 10, I think they're and lost the last 2. Let me put that in there. I think they're above shoulders when it comes to the Giants. I'm a little worried about the Mets, but this is the one thing. The Giants have to not only overtake the Mets, they got to overtake the Reds as well.
Right.
2 teams in front of them that they would have to pass. I just think that it's too big of a hole, brother.
The problem with San Diego, and the Giants probably aren't going to catch San Diego.
No.
I think they're 7 behind San Diego. But the problem with San Diego is their shortstop broke his foot last week. And then let's see, their right fielder, Fernando Tatis Jr., pulled a hammy a couple days ago. And then one of their all-star relievers, Jason Adams, his quadriceps tore yesterday. They had to carry him off the mound. So all of a sudden, and plus Jackson Morel isn't back yet, they're just dropping like flies.
Sound like 49ers.
It really does. So if they can get guys back and healthy, yeah, that's a good team, but that's a big if at this point. But the Giants, I think we can agree, whether you think they got a shot or not, they're in it. They're 5 out with 23 to go of that last wild card. As you said, the Reds are between them, but just take today, for example. The Mets are visiting the Tigers and the Giants are playing Colorado again. So if Giants win and the Mets lose, then you're 4 back. So the games matter and the fans have something to pay attention to. And Adames is having a great year. Buster Posey looks like some of the moves he's made, they're paying off. It's just, as you say, Jay, probably too little, too late, but they are playing much better right now. They look like a different team.
Well, I won't agree with that, but I will agree. I will agree with this. I do think they have an opportunity. Normally I would come in here and play around and rail on the Giants. But when like I said, I took a look last night and I looked at everybody's schedule. They have, quite frankly, the San Francisco 49ers on paper schedule. They got Colorado the next couple of days at St. Louis. Then they play the Diamondbacks, who are right there next to them. The Dodgers at the Diamondbacks, at the Dodgers, St. Louis again, and then you finish with Colorado. Woo! That is minus the Dodgers, and depending on how you see the Diamondbacks, who are, I guess, right there as well, they're still playing for something. The Cardinals seem to be over. Like as much as they're, right next to the Giants in the standings, I don't think they're really playing for anything.
I think
they look like they're done. Right.
Yeah.
The Giants are playing well, and they're still in it mathematically. I still think they're just a little too far, and it's a little too late. But I went and checked out the Mets, and you talked about the Mets schedule and who they're playing currently. But I also went and looked at their complete schedule, and I'm pulling it up here. Give me a quick minute. And I went and looked at the Reds too. Man, it sounds a lot different than what the Giants are playing. They're at Detroit, meaning the Mets.
Yeah.
For the next couple of days. Then they play Cincinnati. Those games, somebody's got to lose.
Yeah.
Then you go to Philadelphia. You play Texas Rangers. Well, then you got the Padres, who are wild card contenders. Washington at Chicago, and then you finish with Miami.
The Cubs?
Yeah. I mean, no longer they're playing across the way anymore, right? It's all NL, AL. And then on top of that, that sounds a little more daunting than what the Giants have. Then I went and looked at the Reds. I said, man, both of these teams, they're not playing the Rockies and the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals anymore. The Reds, they have Toronto right now.
The Giants are in, is what I hear you saying.
Well, I haven't said anything of the sorts. Toronto, then they play New York, what we talked about. They go to San Diego. They play the A's, who are super hot right now. They got St. Louis in St. Louis. Those games right now you can get for $7, by the way, if you just St. Louis. Then you play the Cubs. You got Pittsburgh, so you probably see Skeens in one of those. And then you finish at Milwaukee.
That's no fun unless Milwaukee is, in party mode.
They're closing out. So when you really look at the schedule, there is an opportunity for the Giants to make up some headway.
That is the nicest thing I've ever heard you say about the Giants.
Yeah,
seriously.
Well, it's cool, man. I'm feeling good about myself today.
Good.
When it comes to the Giants.
I mean,
I'm always feeling good.
It wasn't great. You just said, they have a chance.
They have opportunity. And you know what? I might even be throwing it out there because you know what I love to see is when you have Giants fans, and I said I'm gonna be nice, but this is the truth and reality. When they feel like they have an opportunity, and then it's just not slowly, but just quickly grabbed away from them, just jerked away from them. So they're back in it. They're feeling good. All of a sudden, I see all kind of Kevin Mitchell jerseys everywhere again. You know, people loving it. They're back at the ballpark. For a while, it was a ghost town.
So you want to see like Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie
Absolutely.
Brown and Giants fans.
There you go.
Whoa!
Yep. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, there may be that shot. When we come back, the NBA season starts next month. Kings have some work to do. That's next with Jane Waddy on Sacktown Sports.
The Drive Guys.
I know you guys missed me, so I was like, I'm coming in.
We're starting to get used to it. I'm not having you, actually.
I mean, and you know, I actually felt bad for Jay too. I'm like, damn, Jay, you got to work with this dude for 4 hours. I'm like, let me come help Jay. No, I'm messing with you. You know what though? I missed you the other night.
You can listen to The Drive Guys Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube and the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game and high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with RVs of Sacramento and the Sled Museum of Science and Curiosity. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise Guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing. Need a water heater or plumbing repair? Call Bell Brothers. Clogged drain? We'll clear it for $67. Plus a free camera inspection, a $250 value. We're fast, on time, and the price we quote is the price you pay. No surprises. Plus, we'll check your plumbing for free. Call Bell Brothers or book at thenosurpriseguys.com.
Don't miss huge savings on our incredible selection during our final days of the Honda Summer Event. At Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Attention taxpayers, if you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000.
and they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated.
Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority tax relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-406-1584. 800-406-1584. 800-406-1584.
Priority tax relief.
Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero upfront. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Just come outside for the night.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
I just want to say this real quick before we get any further on the Kings and things going on. Dennis Schroeder has been playing really well, Eurobasket in Finland. And there was a very unfortunate incident when they were playing Lithuania, and a fan did some terribly insensitive racial things when Dennis Schroeder was, I think, coming on the court or leaving the court. And I know that the Lithuanian team has said, we obviously condemn that. That's terrible. We apologize. And Eurobasket has they've suspended the fan. They've barred him from attending, which is great. But I don't know, Jay. That fan should be slapped. I mean, just should be slapped hard. That's just so. It's just inhuman. And I'm sure Dennis Schroeder, unfortunately, it's not the first time he's had to deal with something like that. And he's been very open about that, especially growing up as a black man in Germany. But I think it's the type of thing that's very easy for us to just overlook because it's Eurobasket. It's not even basketball season. And I understand that. And I get that. But at the same time, I just wanted to mention that because it's horrible. And it makes me so angry that someone would do that. And I know, unfortunately, it happens all the time, but offensive isn't a strong enough word, Jay, but someone should take that fan and say, you can't come in here anymore, and just slap them.
Yeah, it is something that goes on every single day.
I know.
Right? And
I know.
I get it.
And I don't know like you know, but I know.
Yeah. And I get where you're coming from in the form of, frustration, anger, emotions. They definitely get out of hand, especially when we're talking about race, culture, faith, gender, so many different politics for sure. It's one of those things that get people fired up. No doubt about it. They definitely should remove the gentleman, which they have.
They have.
They should ban him.
I wouldn't call him a gentleman. You're being far too kind. But I
very
understand.
true. Again, one thing I've learned is control my emotions, control what's going on. Because a lot of times, what the people, the antagonizer, when they go out their way to say, racial slurs, racial things, they want you to get out of your character. Doesn't get me out of my character. As you said, I'm used to this. I was born into this. This ain't nothing new. So I say in the form of banning, he should be banned for life.
Yeah.
Not just this year, not just next year, not just within the next 5 years. If that's how you truly feel, you should be banned for life. Now, everybody makes mistakes. I get it, but you got to deal with the repercussions that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of people. There's a high percentage of different people walking this earth who made one mistake, and unfortunately, for the rest of their life, they're dealing with the repercussion. It comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
it's time for those things, especially in sports and throughout life. It's just not sports, but throughout life, we need to push the agenda forward. One of the things when you talk about people, when they're opposed to having racial conversations, it's, well, we got to forgive and we got to forget and we got to move on. And that's all fine and dandy. But what make you better though?
Yeah.
How have you gotten help? How have you assisted your situation? How have it time for you to move on? And so, we can't just skip past what you did. We got to talk about what you did as well. So I'm glad they removed that gentleman. It's time to move on when it comes to Dennis Schroeder. And hopefully, it gives him a little more solace as he walks into the arena here with the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's been, as I've said, he's been very open about how difficult it was growing up in
Germany.
Yeah. But do you need, in a situation like that, is there some way someone should also reach out to try to see if there's any way to reach this person to make them understand? Do you know why that's so terribly wrong what you did? I mean, that, there should be consequences, but at the same time, if something like this can be used to maybe educate somebody, I don't even know how practical that is, how that would work, the logistics would work. But I mean, to me, that's got to be part of it too. It's like, wow, you have no idea what you're doing.
Well,
I hope. And if you do, then I don't know what.
Let me say this too, though. When it comes to that, is sometimes you gotta help yourself.
Sure,
can't just always be looking for your hand. As my uncle always said, my hand's out first. Sometimes you gotta take a step back and help yourself, though.
Right, but if someone like that is so ignorant, maybe it would help if someone would help them understand, shine some light on how wrong what they're doing is. Yeah, not so much for for everyone's benefit, Jay. But you're right. Anyway, it looks like Eurobasket and the Lithuanian team has dealt with that as best they can. And from the basketball side of it, Dennis Schroeder is playing very well, Jay. Germany playing very well. In Eurobasket, I think Luka won, so I think Slovenia has advanced to the field of 16. So it's amazing the caliber of players that are playing in this thing. I would think, if it were me, I think I might just say, it's a long NBA season and it's great and everything, but I need to rest. But these guys, to their credit, they want to play. If I owned a team, I would not want them to play, but they want to play. And there's something admirable about that.
Gone are the days of off season. If you really pay attention within the last 10, 15, 20 years, off season has went bye-bye. And a lot of people could probably attest to the fact that, we hear, a lot of guys are getting injured because AAU and they play all year around. When we were coming up, it was, you had your season, then a fall ball / off season kind of, depending on what your season was. If it's football, you might have summer something. But beyond that, it was really, you had a little bit of off time, rest period. Gone are those days.
Yeah.
You see guys as soon as the season is over, a couple of weeks and they're right back working out, they're hooping. We got Pro-Am tournaments. We got all these different cups, Eurobasket, the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
You got world championships. You got the runs like down in LA with Rico Hines.
Right.
Cats are done with off season. It's about keeping yourself going all season long. All year long. And I'll be honest, just me, I would always say, I think that kind of plays a part in what we see. I'll ask you.
Talk about the injuries?
Injuries, yes. Growing up, I know injuries happened. But man, Whitey, I can't remember so many injuries to so many top flight stars, guys who are not just, he broke his leg and it's a one-off. It's the Kawhi Leonards, it's the Embiids, it's the, James Harden, it's the Paul George, it's the Chris Paul, it's the Zion Williamson. It's like, there's so many. Steph Curry's been banged up pretty much every single year throughout his career.
You want to hear my theory?
Here you go.
One of my theories on that is if you go back to COVID, COVID threw off everybody's schedules, and there was at least 1 year in there where they hardly had an off season. And I know they're professionals and they get paid to play the game, so they should play the games. But when you don't give your body time to recover and then you're starting another season, we got to start again sooner because we got to get back on schedule here. I think that has had a toll, and I don't think anyone will ever talk about that. You can't prove it, but I think that has been very detrimental to NBA players. Then the other thing is, to your larger point, you go back to younger people who are training and playing sports. Most of them never play professionally, but you've got there was a time when people would play basketball, then they'd play baseball, then they'd play football.
Yeah,
or
play all
whatever.
three.
And now it's, as parents of these athletes know better than I, it's more common for a player early on to be identified as this is your sport. You got to play this sport year round to have your best shot at it. And that'll break you down, the repetitive stress, rather than I'm playing basketball. Now I'm playing baseball. Different muscles being used. But if it's I'm playing baseball all year long, it's tougher on your body.
Well, don't get me started, because I would disagree in the form of, I get, I understand the respect factor which you're giving when you say parents would know better than you. I would differ with that. I think I'm around travel ball, baseball. I'm around football. I'm around cheerleading. I'm around hoop, because I have nieces and nephews and daughter and so on and so forth. I volunteered a lot of different leagues. I'm just around youth sports. And I've said it before, it's no disrespect. We all can get better. But believe me, there's more than a handful of children who don't deserve or really don't even want to be out at some of the sports that they're playing in. And I don't know, for what reason they're competing in those sports, to each their own. But man, it would behoove some of these parents to remove their children from the sports that they're playing, because to me, it's detrimental to who they are and how they're growing, and allow them to be in something that maybe they want to play in. And I'm saying that because I've heard it, I've witnessed it, I've seen it, I know it, I've talked to people. There are youth sports, and there are a lot of youth out there, kids, children, however you want to, appoint them, where it's like, I ain't even trying to be here, and I'm here for whatever, So I think that is another conversation to be had. And I know, a month or so we talked about that, and I kidded around, joked about that. But I do think there is something to consistently, like you said, the stresses of consistently playing a specialized sport. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you get repetitive stress injuries because the body just, it's like, the piece of plastic that you bend, eventually gets that little white crease, and then snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Tommy John topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the how quickly do you want your child or son to have Tommy John? Because if you are specialized, if you are a pitcher, if you are identified as a pitcher that may have a future down the road professionally in any form or fashion when it comes to baseball, more people, like, you're going to have the surgery. Something's going to go wrong with the arm. Have it now. And that's the big, over the last couple of years, people have been having this conversation. Well, man, we have teenagers getting that arm clipped at 16 years old, 17 years old.
Every time this topic comes up, I know I mentioned this, but it just boggles my mind. I think we're more enlightened now, but over the last 10 years or so, there were times, from what I've read, where parents of a pitching prospect would want the surgery like an elective surgery.
Right.
He doesn't need it, but we've heard that he'll throw faster. And of course, the doctor's like, I can't do that. That's against my Hippocratic oath. It's not an elective surgery. It's like, so
you ain't getting a new nose job,
those dollar signs, in front of your eyes.
The body needs rest. Whitey, we've all been into the position where
that's why they have Gatorade recovery.
Yeah, well, there you go. The chews, huh? Yeah. We've all had a point in time, if not once, if not twice, where you're going hard in whatever form that you're going hard in the meaning, you could be working, you could be volunteering, you could be, playing a sport, you could be whatever. And you run, and for whatever reason, back to back to back, your body is just running on 100. And sooner or later, your body says, no more. The buck stops here.
Yeah.
And it sits you down. And how it sits you down is to each their own. But we've all had that once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times in our life. If you are an athlete and you consistently, as you said, are putting the same stresses on your body every single day, practice, and then going to play a game, and then go rock with your travel team, and then hit your AAU coach and your AAU team, and then you hit the gym, and then you double back, and you do it for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks in a row, season plus another season, then a fall ball season, then an off season schedule. Your body's going to shut down. Right. It's going to break. As you said, bend, but not break.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Logical
inevitable.
Raptors fanatic says the length of the NBA season plays a part in it for sure. Game minutes is different than gym runs. Wear and tear is completely different. Game shape is a higher level for a reason. So I will.
Yeah, I agree with most of that.
Yeah, so I'll say this: the baseball has talked about, just what do they call it? It would be like radical realignment. I don't think they use the term radical, but that's what it amounts to. And if they do that, where they basically get rid of the American National League and they have all the divisions, they would shorten the schedule because the math would dictate they would have to. But also, I think they recognize 162, and I know guys have been playing it forever, but players could use more days off. It's better for the product. And that's what gets back to that whole NBA discussion. 82 games, and it's been 82 games forever. You have more playoffs now. Just too many guys are getting hurt. Steve Kerr says, among others, he says, you got to shorten the schedule. It's just better for the players and therefore better for the product. But it's tough for a league. It's tough for the NBA to say, all right, yeah, we'll give up, 3 or 4 home dates. I don't think they're going to do it. And I just think this is part of NBA basketball now, as certainly the NFL. The injuries they're going to happen. You don't know when or to what players, but they're going to happen. And there's a very good chance they're going to totally upend any particular season.
Yeah, because you're talking about losing money.
Yeah.
Unless the league is going to replace the money for the games, then it's inevitable that we'll continue to have 82 games because it's something like you would more, and we've seen it in the NFL, Whitey. We talked, the CTE thing was a huge cloud over the NFL.
About 15 years ago.
For a long time, right? There was a year or two that, man, you couldn't talk about the NFL without talking about CTE.
Because there were lawsuits flying
everywhere,
all over the place.
100%. Then we talked about injuries and how prevalent they are throughout the league. And then we talked about shortening the preseason. Then came, we want to add a regular season game if we're going to shorten the preseason. One thing you're not going to do is you're not going to deduct money from anyone in the league and not have to figure out how we're going to make that up. That sum has to be made up. And so I doubt you will rarely see any of these leagues pull back games. I think you'll always see leagues continue to add games and work around the edges and figure out, expand the roster.
That's it. I was going to say.
As we've seen with the G League, you can sign two-way guys and 10-day exhibit deals and all these different things. Because remember, 15-man roster is still fairly new in the NBA. Mm-hmm. It's only a handful of years old. Mm-hmm. So they're going to figure out a way to give you more ammunition to keep pushing the seasons further. It's not going to retract. It's never going to happen that way because we're losing money.
Yeah.
I don't know, how much or percentages. And, we analytics people and you can read so many different stories on it. And, we have so many different input into how much how much the daily grind, a season of 82 games in the NBA adds to, the percentages of injuries, but I just can't really. And I think I asked you on Drapes, when was like the turning point? Because when I was a kid, minus once or twice, stars weren't hurt. They're hurt every damn month.
Right.
Like, when did it happen? What, like prior? I feel like it's
question.
Around 2010-ish.
Yeah, that would be worth looking up. Yeah, that's a great question. To me, there's got to be a connection there between in the NBA more playoff games and more injuries. I could be wrong, but I would guess that. I think 82 games for the NBA, even though they probably know on some level that's too many games, they ain't going to play fewer games. Baseball, as I said, baseball's taking a hard look at some things that would almost necessitate decreasing the schedule to like 154, something like that. And football is just going to add and add and add. And that's going to be really fascinating to see if we ever get to the point where fans start to say, wait a minute, you're playing 20 games now and half the games are with like a different roster. I don't know. Maybe fans will be like, that's fine. But that could be a tipping point. Maybe that's where fans would start to say, some fans say, no, half the games my favorite players don't even play. I don't know. But the NFL, They're going to get to 20 games
Put
someday,
on
Jay.
I think so too. I would argue to say the NFL won't have that issue because then it just opens up more fantasy movement.
Maybe so.
For
Maybe
onlookers and fans. I think the two sports, and you mentioned the baseball and NBA, I think they definitely have to look at, their map, their plan.
Yeah.
Their active plan moving forward. The NFL can't do any wrong, and I consistently keep on saying it's because of gambling. As long as gambling is the rule in NFL, I don't care what any NFL fan. They can jump on and argue through 916-339-1140. You can say all you want to. I'm hell bent on the fact that the NFL is key because of gambling. Point blank, period. And any part of gambling, you would put the fantasy in there and everything else. The NBA, I don't know though.
But why do fans want to gamble more on football than they do on other sports then?
I don't know. I wish someone would study it. I think
it's the one game a week thing. It's easier.
It's probably easier to do. Yeah. Maybe because, football comes around and then you got 30 people hitting you up about playing fantasy.
Yeah.
NBA basketball comes around. Nobody's asking about fantasy.
No.
Baseball comes around. Not one person is asking about fantasy.
Yeah.
So that lets me know.
If you ask about fantasy baseball, you will be cast out.
And NBA.
Yeah.
At one point in time, fantasy baseball and it was a little hotter than the NBA fantasy. And it was just as hot as football, I felt like, but not anymore. I'm telling you, football season come around. Man, my mama asking me, do I want to play fantasy football?
Really?
I'm like, no, I'm lying. Come on, I'm being sarcastic. But you get what I'm saying.
You had me.
I'm like, come on, man. Man, you play fantasy football? Nah, I'm good. Man, you don't play fantasy football?
I know. I haven't played it, and I feel like I have to have my reasons for not playing. I have to have that button down so when people ask me, I can explain.
Me too.
Without them going, I don't know if we could still be friends.
What do you say?
I find that I enjoy watching it more when I'm not playing fantasy. Me personally. When I'm playing fantasy, I want to win, and I start looking at who scored a touchdown. Oh, okay, Detroit. Well, who scored for Detroit? Because I have this. How about the team I'm playing? Do they have somebody in Detroit? I just enjoy.
Who can keep up with all of that? Yeah. I guess I'm in the same form, but I say it a little more colder. Man, I ain't got no damn time to be sitting up here scouring the waiver wire and everything else.
Really, really like it. They get a lot of enjoyment.
They love it. I mean,
good for that.
Absolutely. Do what makes you happy. Look around society. Look at our world. It's tough things out there. Do what makes you happy.
And you know this because you get them on the show. You have fantasy football experts. What's this guy? Oh, he's a fantasy expert. That's what he does. Is tell people who to pick. And
we got to get our guy Marcus Grant on. Vallejo's finest. Yeah, I got to shoot him a text. Mark, you know what? That was one of in my journey of sports, and I'm dating myself. Now I'm an OG. My journey of sports, I saw fantasy football experts become a thing. When I got into the game, 08, whatever, 09, 010, 2010, around there, fantasy football experts, it sounds crazy because it was like, oh, that was just 15, 16 years ago. But they weren't a thing like that. There were one, maybe two. Now, they're not only experts, analysts, there's so many different sites.
Right.
There are networks. VSiN is predicated on a lot of it is predicated on fantasy football and fantasy sports, NASCAR fantasy. I remember when working at Fox, it was like, oh, we got a NASCAR league and this fantasy. I said, how in the hell does one play NASCAR fantasy?
I don't think I want to know the answer to that.
It's a big deal now, man.
When we come back, what in the world is Bill Belichick doing anyway? Next on Sacktown Sports.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-894-3737. 800-894-3737. That's 800-894-3737.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in a parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there is something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Avery-Anna. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with RVs of Sacramento and the Sled Museum of Science and Curiosity. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting, just smart local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
The Drive Guys.
But I know you guys missed me, so I was like, I'm coming in.
We're starting to get used to it. I'm not having you, actually.
I mean, you know, I actually felt bad for Jay too. I'm like, damn, Jay, you got to work with this dude for 4 hours. And I'm like, let me come help Jay. No, I'm messing with you. You know what though? I missed you the other night.
You can listen to the Drive Guys Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube and the Sacktown Sports app. Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Oh, that was a nice little promo you just ran there, Jay. And it brings back memories. But who is the guy? I can't remember. Who's the guy that was talking there? Like, oh, you guys missed me. What's his name?
I don't even know. Is he still with us?
I guess he's probably in Bali or Australia now. Yeah, Drapes is going to be back. As far as we know, back on Monday. So you got Whitey Gleason.
Is he back on Monday?
That's what I thought.
You know what I've
latest I
done
saw?
at this point is I keep both of you guys' schedule.
Yeah.
And then I put them together and I take a look at it every day. I don't as my boy Dante Whitner would say, I don't forecast greatness.
You don't?
No, I don't. I don't pay attention to next week and the week after, unless it's, and we always got big name guests, but unless there's something where it's like, oh, I want both of you guys to be there.
You don't look too far ahead.
No, I try not to, because one of the things about it is I look at when you're here versus when he's not, and then when he's here and you're not, and it's like, I can't keep up with it.
Right.
And a lot of it's on him, that guy. But yeah, there's always
Carl, right?
a chair. Yeah.
Carl?
Carl. Yeah.
Carl Daffner. No, it's close, but that's not it. It's something like that.
KD, my man.
Speaking of special guests, we're going to have today, 5:30, we're going to have a fighter on by the name of Dante Kirkman, right, Jay?
Yeah.
Dante Kirkman, who is the first professional boxer ever to graduate from Stanford.
That's crazy.
Yes. He's going to be part of the Thunder Showdown 3 at the venue at Thunder Valley on September 6th, which is Saturday. And should we do this now, Jay?
Let's do it.
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. High voltage live boxing action returning to the venue on September 6th. Uppercut Promotions presents 6 big fights featuring many undefeated and local fighters. Thunder Showdown 3 happening September 6th, venue at Thunder Valley Casino. Hit us up, Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now to score a pair of tickets to the event. What number are you looking for, Jay?
I'm going to go with number 5.
Number 5.
Wow. Need Clifford.
Yeah, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Just give us a call. If you're caller 5, Jay will set you up. Thanks. And then we'll have Dante Kirkman joining us at 5:30 today. I want to mention something real quick, Jay. You reminded me of, you were talking about your mom playing fantasy football, which was a gag, a joke, and I bought it all the way. This weekend, my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law were visiting, and we were talking about, the Powerball, which I guess somebody hit the Powerball.
Did they?
Yeah, I think somebody did.
I was in, baby. I was in it to win it.
Somebody asked my mother-in-law, what are you going to do if you win? And she said, I am going to buy Kevin a beach house. And I'm like, that's the greatest mother-in-law ever. I don't even know why she said that.
Love it.
Yeah.
That means you're a nice guy over there.
How about that? I appreciated that very, very much. Appreciate this as well. As we get ready for Kings season, and the Kings basketball season starts next month. How about that? Next month. Obviously, there's a lot to do for the Kings before they actually get going here. There's a kind of a quote-unquote story that's rolling around that I wanted to address because, in my opinion, this is one of those stories that isn't really anything. Okay? And this is from Brett Siegel, and it's really no fault of Brett Siegel's. I believe Brett Siegel's a real Alan Styles guy, and I think he's nice enough to come on the station all the time. But he wrote something on the 27th that you may have seen. I know it's been talked about a lot. I think Alan's talked about it. And Brett Siegel wrote, quote, expect both Monk and veteran DeMar DeRozan to be trade deadline assets for the Kings, depending on what direction they want to go, end quote. So again, that's Brett Siegel, his opinion based on what he knows. Expect Monk and veteran DeMar DeRozan to be trade deadline assets for the Kings. Okay, that seems reasonable. It's really nothing earth-shattering, but he had it at the end of his piece. My issue is not with that. My issue is with those who have aggregated that, and then you'll see stories along the lines of DeMar DeRozan back on the trade market. He's expected to be traded at the deadline, and that's just not what this says. And I know, as we've discussed, and as you know, if you're a Kings fan, we have this vacuum right now. There's not a lot going on with the Kings, at least not that we know of. So anytime there's even a shred of semi-information, it gets sucked up into the vacuum, and there's a tendency to make too much of it. Kings fans, of course, very curious to see where this is going to go. But then when you have the aggregators taking it too far, and then that is actually posted somewhere, then it becomes, ooh, look at that. You see that? I saw the Kings are thinking of trading DeRozan. And then it takes off from there. to places where we shouldn't really go. So I just wanted to touch on that. Keep that in mind when Brett Siegel says expect Monk and DeMar DeRozan to be trade deadline assets for the Kings. And then he also says, depending on what direction they want to go, I hope you got some cheese and some pickles and some lettuce, because that's kind of a nothing burger. And it's not Brett Siegel's fault, but we just need to be patient, and we'll find out eventually what the Kings are hoping to do, what they're trying to do. Jared Greenberg, by the way, said some really interesting things about the Kings, which we'll get to in a little bit here. Yeah. You heard that, Jay?
I didn't, because I wanted to have you sent it to me, and I said, Jared Greenberg, friend of the show.
Yes.
Let me I'll wait to hear it organically.
Okay. He said some unkind things about the roster, and it just sounded like one of those things where he was just in that kind of mood. But anyway, we will get to that. Also wanted to touch on this, speaking of the Kings, and Will Z posted this at SI.com. I didn't realize this, Jay. Jay, is this a thing or not? According to StatHead, Zach LaVine is just the third player in league history to shoot at least 7 threes per game at a 44.6% clip or better. Just the third player in league history to shoot at least 7 threes a game at 44.6 or better. The only other two, Duncan Robinson in 2019-20 and Steph Curry.
Man.
That's really good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Now
that's pretty good. Someone said, man, no one hit the Powerball. Shouts out to the 916. He said, I'm just letting you guys know that no one hit the Powerball. They said that someone hit. No one hit.
Thank you.
Whitey.
My apologies. I thought I saw that today, that someone had.
I think
I'll walk it back.
What you're saying is the same thing 916 said.
Oh.
Is they said it, but I guess after further review, further review, no one hit the Powerball. So shouts out to the 916 for the information.
I'm still getting
and I'm heading on over there, baby. You still got a little beach house
I'll
action.
still get my beach house. Just got to decide where I want it. That was very kind.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right. So that was false information.
1.3 billion.
Here we are talking about false information. And
See?
I inadvertently give out some false information, just illustrating the fact that it's everywhere and you got to be careful.
Call you NBA Sentinel in a minute.
The thing about Zach LaVine, he had such an efficient year last year. I had been for years and years and years against, I don't want to bring Zach LaVine here. He gets hurt too much and he makes too much money. Last year, the year he had shooting the ball, and I remember the game that the Kings played there watching him. Last year, I thought, ooh, he can help you. And obviously, he didn't have the impact on winning once he got here that we thought he would. But, man, he had a great year shooting the basketball.
Yeah, he did his thing last year. When you look at the black and white, the numbers, the percentages, they jump off the charts. They jump off the sheets. It's, we get, and I kind of go back to the same conversation we had, which is we are in the trenches. We see it every single day. We read the snippets. We read, the small print. So we have a different take compared to others. But I'll say this. I truly don't think we got to see the real Zach LaVine last year, albeit I don't know what reason. You can attest it to anything. I'm a little interested. And, some part of me, and this is, I think, the first time I've ever said this on air, some part of me wanted to see some portion of this team be ran back, because I'd like to see what Zach LaVine looks like under Doug Christie. I'd like to see what he looks like with an offseason. I like to see what he looks like with saying, hey, listen, this is your squad. This is how we're going to let you handle it. Now go get it, big dog. I like to see that. I would really enjoy. So it looks like I'm getting ready to see it, unless they just pull a rabbit out the hat and, do something that no one right now would think of. But I'm interested to see what he does, because if he repeats those same numbers, how will they equate to team success?
Right.
And how will he be judged? Because those are great numbers. The same things you just talked about.
Absolutely great. Yeah. The key to me, one of the key things with Zach LaVine this year with the Kings is, how do you get him to take and assume a larger role in the offense and still be comfortable in that role without it starting to bog down the offense? Because I'll tell you what, those numbers to me, Jay, are even more impressive when you consider that he had, when he came over, he had a couple of games where it just looked like none of them knew what they were doing. He had a couple of games where it's like they can't figure it out. So if you can find a way to get him more comfortable as the focal point of the offense, than he was at times. You know, we saw it at times. He had huge games, other games couldn't get into the flow. That's the whole key. Because if he's on your team, he has to be your offensive focal point. If he's not, you're doing it wrong. He's that good. And I know DeMar DeRozan is a Hall of Famer, but if Zach LaVine is not your offensive focal point, why is he on the team? A guy who can shoot like that. So I think they have to figure out how to make sure Dennis Schroeder gets him in rhythm, or how he's playing more on the ball. If they're going to have any success this year, it's going to be Zach LaVine continuing shooting like that and being clearly, without question, the focal point of the offense.
I agree with you. I will say this, and maybe you weren't here and I was talking to Drapes about this point. I would love to see Zach, and please correct me if you heard me say this. I would love to see Zach LaVine play with the player, because I don't, to the best of my knowledge, and you may disagree, he has not truly played with someone that we can all attest to say that person is better than you. That person is above you on the roster. That person is an all-star, and he is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zach LaVine has always been a part of a team where it's kind of hosh-posh. There's the gray area. You're the guy. He's the guy. Some nights you're the guy. Some
Tuesdays on the road, you're the guy. Yeah.
Yes, and so we're seeing that again here, unless Coach Christie, Coach Woodson, Coach Jackson, Coach Miller, so on and so forth, Scott Perry, they come down to and say, hey, listen, this team is Domantas Sabonis' team. I think that's the only person that you could say, well, he's above Zach LaVine. Now, that's not getting what I'm asking, because Domantas, and no disrespect to them, they're both high caliber players. But I think if we took a straw poll, we would all come to a conclusion that Domantas Sabonis is not head and shoulders above Zach LaVine when it comes to talent and in the hierarchy of the NBA.
Yeah.
I truly think Zach LaVine is yet in the same position. Like you said, Tuesday night, you're the man. Wednesday, that'll be Debo. Thursday, Schroeder, we're going to need you to go for 25 tonight, big time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to see Zach LaVine and his detractors if he was a B. He has always been looked at as an A, a 1A, a 1B, a B, just what you said. Tuesday is your night. Friday is your night. Put him with a Giannis. Put him with a Luka. Put him with someone like that. And I would love to see how people really kind of, look at Zach LaVine's take, because he's a high caliber player. He truly has been asked to be a 1, an A, the star, the big dog. And I'm not saying he can't deliver, because he's been a multiple time all-star.
Right.
He's done what he's done. He's a ball player. But I think when you're really looking and asking for him to be a top 10 guy, I think it's shown and proven he's probably not going to be that guy. Put him with somebody that's a top 20 talent. And again, say, listen, this is not your team, Zach LaVine. This is player A's team, and you're going to be a hell of a B.
See, I think they need him to be that guy, that A guy. Well, the conversation.
For the Kings?
I think they need
yet
that.
Again, here we go.
Yeah, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Conversation continues when we come back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Labor Day is right around the corner. In Sacramento, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram want to thank the hardworking folks who keep this country running strong. And they're going to do this by taking the work out of you getting the new or used vehicle you want. They do this by offering the best customer service in the business, having the largest selection in Northern California, and offering the lowest prices on Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and America's truck, the Ram. See for yourself online at sacssuperstore.com why more and more people are making their way to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the final days of Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Oh, down in the rinse change. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash and smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar! La, 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 la.
Stockton Honda cranks up the savings with amazing deals during the Honda Summer Event happening now. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you'll find unbeatable selection, serious savings, and top dollar for your trade. From quick crosstown drives to full-blown road trips. Wherever you're headed, Stockton Honda is ready to help you get there in style. Start your summer adventures at Stockton Honda or StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
The Hagen Oaks Cutting Edge Putter Fitting Studio offers you more technology, more choices, and more service. Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. With $30,000 worth of state-of-the-art technology ready for your fitting, Hagen Oaks will help you make your best putting stroke while finding the best putter design, shape, hosel, length, and loft for your game. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for more.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game and high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We're talking about Zach LaVine. Will Z pointed out at SI.com that Zach LaVine was just the third player ever last year to shoot 7 or more threes per game and to make 44.6% of them or greater. The only other two guys who'd ever done that, Duncan Robinson did that, and so did Steph Curry. So Jay and I are kicking around the idea of, okay, what does that mean for Zach LaVine's role this year? He had a great shooting year last year. Those numbers tell the story. Even though once he came here, he was a little up and down. So which way did the Kings go? Jay, and Jay's lining up our winner here. I don't want to speak for him, but Jay, as I understood it, and he can speak for himself here in just a moment, Jay's view on this is, hey, Zach LaVine would be well-served to play somewhere where maybe he's the Robin, and maybe Domas is Batman, and maybe that would be good for Zach LaVine. And I understand that. I don't see it that way. I think Zach LaVine is such a great shooter, and as some people are pointing out here in the YouTube chat, he doesn't necessarily, well, I'm not going to couch my words. He doesn't give you a lot at the other end. So to me, a guy like that, you have to get the most that you can out of him offensively, almost to balance out what he doesn't give you defensively. And I know there are people that have watched him for a long time that will say, oh, he's capable of being a good defender. I know we had a writer on who covered him in Chicago who said, Zach will admit on the ball, he's a pretty good defender. Off the ball, he gets a little lost sometimes. So I know a big part of this, whenever we talk to Doug Christie again, when this comes up, I would bet you Doug Christie will point out that, oh, he can be a better defender and we can help him with that. So I get that. But I think if you got Zach LaVine on your team, if you gave up as much to get him as you did, and you look at where you are offensively, Zach LaVine needs to be your offensive focal point. I mean, I'll go back to things like, I'll just go shots per game. We don't want to get lost in the weeds here because stats can mean a lot of different things, obviously, depending on how you slice them. But last year, shots per game. Again, me, if I have Zach LaVine on my team, I want him to shoot the ball a lot because he's a great shooter. I think if you really focus on that end of it, if he becomes your offensive leader, I could see him maybe challenging for the points per game lead. Maybe. You don't need him to do that, but he's had years. He averaged 27.4 points per game 1 year, 24-8, 24-4, 25-5. And that's when he was getting with the Bulls in terms of shots per game. Zach LaVine was shooting in 2018-19, 18 a game, then 20 a game, 19-4, 17-7, 18. And then last year, just with the Kings, 16 shots a game. One of the lowest he's had since early in his career when he was only 22 years old. For the year last year, he was at 16.5, just under 17 with the Bulls, and then 16 shots per game with the Kings. And I think if Zach LaVine's on your team, you have to figure out how to get that number higher. One of the things I think we saw at the end of the season last year is it's not just as simple as, Zach, we need you to shoot more, because it didn't seem like he was able to do that in the flow of the offense. Not that he didn't want to, but that's basketball sometimes. If a guy is getting shots he's not comfortable taking, he don't want to take them because I'm not going to make those shots. So I think that is one of the big reasons why the Kings were so determined to bring in Dennis Schroeder, a point guard. I know a lot of people think Dennis Schroeder, he's a shot first point guard. That's not going to help. In fact, top of the hour, we're going to hear some things that Jared Greenberg had to say. And Jared Greenberg seems to think that Dennis Schroeder is definitely a shoot first point guard and that some of the Kings are going to be trying to wrestle the ball from each other. I don't think that's going to be the case. We'll see. But I want Zach LaVine to get up a lot of shots with the Kings. I think that's how I maximize his value to me on this roster. Zach LaVine last year in his, how many games with the Kings? 32 games with the Kings. He averaged 22.4 points per game, which is solid, right? But I think he's capable of better than that. When I got a guy shooting 51% overall, 44.6% from threes, I want to get him more shots, Jay. I want him to score a lot more points. And to me, that's one of the keys this year is getting Zach LaVine comfortable with a larger offensive role, because I need him to be the thrust of my offense. I need him averaging 27 or more points a game, because he can do that. That's how he helps me the most.
Yeah, I'm with you. I truly think scoring is his superpower.
Yeah.
Yeah. He putting up points and putting up buckets, and sometimes in a quick fashion.
Yeah.
Is a superpower. If I'm hearing you correctly, you believe he's the man on this squad. You think it's his team.
Yeah, and you can slice that different ways, but definitely in terms of being your offensive leader, yes. You know, Domas, if Domas scores like 24 a game, which he's done, obviously, that's like, man, he's having a big game. 24 for Zach LaVine's kind of like, I think
he's average.
At least for me, I look at him as a guy who's, that's a nice game, but he's capable of doing more than that.
Every night, Zach is capable of putting up 30 easy.
Yeah,
that's the way you look
at
it. Yeah, and he's going to average, mid 20 somewhere probably.
And I need to facilitate that on this roster.
Meaning what?
I need to figure out how do we do that so that that's just naturally what our offense produces. You're comfortable doing it. Everyone knows that's what we're doing. We don't have those moments where everyone's kind of staring at each other. And like you say, this is a Tuesday in Memphis.
Right.
That's supposed to be your night.
Debo, you got this one.
Yeah.
Too much of that last year.
I thought I was Friday nights at home against Eastern Conference opponents. You're right. I'm sorry.
6 p.m. starts, not 7. Yeah.
I'll have to check the list. This is an NBC game, right? It's Peacock. Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, listen, Geegan, isn't this your night? I'm with you. I truly think this team needs to go as Zach goes offensively. On the offensive side, the way Zach rocks is the way this team needs to look. He is the go-to. He should be the one, the closer, the number one option. But with that also being said, great teams normally have a secondary or a third option.
Sure.
And
no question.
And I think that's the tough part about the Kings roster is when you look at the names on paper, you see a lot of secondary and third option guys. And that's kind of what I've been saying with Zach LaVine. I think in a perfect world, he would be your secondary option, a high value secondary option, a la Jaylen Brown, something of that nature, but a secondary option. That's not going to happen here with the Kings unless something has changed very quickly. With that being said, I think there has to be a hierarchy to how they play and on the offensive side. Mm-hmm. I'm truly enamored on how they're going to, as you said, facilitate who gets the ball when, where, and why.
Yep. That's why you have a point guard. When we come back, why NBA reporter Jared Greenberg says the Kings have the funniest roster in the NBA. We'll find out what that's about next on Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Joey Estes, out with that herniated disc in his lower back, felt that back tightness after his last outing. The team will take a few days to evaluate his options for recovery. His expected return is TBD. Jacob Lopez, out with that grade 1 flexor strain. MRI results revealed a grade 1 strain, and manager Mark Kotze said he's hopeful he could return in a limited role before the end of the season. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
Don't miss huge savings on our incredible selection during our final days of the Honda Summer Event. At Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Mocash, Vincent Mason, and Avery Anna. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with RVs of Sacramento and the Smud Museum of Science and Curiosity. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting, just smart local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. No better duo. Nope. Never.
It's the Drive Guys.
Right here on Sacktown Sports.
Yep, Whitey Gleason, and he's been gone a few days.
Kevin?
Good old Kurt Dreyfuss.
Kurt Dreyfuss.
Yeah, I think
so. Kevin and Kurt Dreyfuss.
Yes, I think that. Hopefully, Drapes. I'm sure he's having a great time in Bali and/or Australia. He should be back. Yeah. You know, he's sweating bullets right now, thinking about, it's Tuesday, Thursday. The Eagles got an open defensive Super Bowl championship against those always pesky Cowboys. Ooh,
man,
he's probably sweating bullets.
That might be the easiest opener ever for a Super Bowl.
A freaking home
champ.
game,
I know,
Jay.
that's terrible. Cowboys might not even win 6 games this year.
I think their offense will be pretty good to good, but I don't know that it's going to matter that much.
No, well, one of the things, and shouts out to Deron Bland, even though, Cowboy.
Yeah.
Started here in Sac State, got some love at Sac State, and he bounced around. And so he just got a new deal. So anytime you got a Hornet out there getting some work, getting a new check, you got to give him some love, even though he didn't graduate from there. So, but definitely, real quick, Whitey, before we continue the conversation, walking by, throwing some food into the microwave, and I got to go back and double back and get that. But
Do you need your music?
no, I'm
No,
good.
okay, sorry.
I look to the left in one of our offices here upstairs, and there's a candy bowl. And I said, "Oh, okay. Let me see if there's anything good real quick." As I walk by, didn't see anything. But you know
Was
what
it
I
like
did
hard
see?
candy or was it like chocolate?
Like chocolate, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm
good,
not
good,
the
good.
biggest chocolate person
right.
when it comes to candy. I'm more sweet and sour type,
The
sour
hard
kind of
candy's
guy.
like at your grandma's house.
Yeah. But I do like the butterscotches.
Okay,
Now,
all right.
come on, brother.
Each his own.
Or what was the one that was wrapped in a little cherry wrapper?
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? The little cherry wrapper, and it was hard candy. It had the little jelly inside. That was a cherry.
I'm not sure.
Strawberry. Excuse me, strawberry.
Oh, yeah.
Strawberry wrapper.
Yeah.
Remember those?
I think I might.
Come on, Whitey.
Yeah, I do.
Man, there you go.
Yeah. Never liked him.
Yeah, well, there you go. Quite possibly the nastiest candy on earth. It's got to be Almond Joy. I walk by and I look and I see a bunch of Almond Joys and I'm like, who eats that stuff?
Is that do they have coconut?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the blue wrapper. Who in the hell on earth eats Almond Joy? And why do you do it?
I was gonna say you've gone beyond the evidence. You've taken it too far, and maybe a little bit, but I have a hard time pushing back on that. Really, like the worst ever. I don't know, but maybe
it's close. Is it not in the conversation?
Yeah. How did
It's in the
anyone ever come up
conversation.
with that? It's like a practical joke that became a best-selling candy bar.
Yeah, it's like black licorice or black jelly beans.
Yeah.
Which my grandmother loved.
Do you remember that song? Some people feel like a nut.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you don't. Yeah.
Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. Sometimes you
Nasty.
feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Talking about the worst candy ever created. Like who just this is what I picture.
I wouldn't push back. I don't think I'd go that far, but I'm with you in spirit. I'm like, I know what you mean.
This is what I picture, White.
I'm not a big Butterfinger guy.
Yeah, but it's better than Almond Joy. It's not even close. It's night and day.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a factory, Willy Wonka style.
Yeah.
And you got one room and you just walk in there and, sweet tarts just bouncing around. You're like, oh, beautiful. Different colors, rainbows, perks up your senses. Everything is fantastic. Even if you don't like them, at least you're like, okay, I can see how people eat them. And you go to the next room, you've seen the commercials. Twix got one side of the factory, other side. You're like, okay, caramel, chocolate, got a little snap, a little crunch. Man, beautiful. And you get two of them.
Yeah.
Makes you feel better. I get more bang for my buck. At least my mental.
Yeah. It's
You
good
look-
for your self-esteem.
Absolutely.
I got a deal.
Come on now. You look over, you see Snickers to the left, Baby Ruth over to the right, whatchamacallit, just so many good, great candies. And all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? What floor are we on? The 10th floor? How many floors does this candy factory hold? 10? Oh, okay. You come out, you're like, oh, this might be the penthouse. It's reverse. We put the worst things at the top. And you just so happen to come out the elevator, you bend the corner, you look over, like, man, what's that room? Oh, that's the experiment room.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into the experiment room and you're like, oh, you guys are experimenting with chocolate? Yes. Okay, you're off to a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, how about we throw a little coconut in this? Coconut?
No.
Let's stop here.
That's wrong.
Even if you like coconut, which I'm not a fan of, coconut in the candy doesn't do it for me.
Right.
I just don't
But then
understand.
clearly they felt like, ooh, that's risky. We need to add one more thing to make it all better.
Yeah.
And that's where they went completely
Come on.
off the chart.
Let's throw a few nuts in there. Sprinkle. We got it for everybody.
Sure, it's Friday. We got to come up with this new candy bar before we go home for the weekend. It's $4.57. That's fine.
It's a throw in.
Yeah.
We need to give. It's kind of what I worked at Finish Line, the shoe store. And to get the fly shoes, the Jordans, the Kobe's, the Air Maxes, the Shocks, Nike, which is very smart of them, or other companies like Reebok. You want to get the Iversons? No problem. I'm going to give you the Wader 2000s. Meaning you're gonna get the all black rubbery bottom joints.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be $69.99. They don't look very good, but we take them to all the waiters throughout the country. So I say that to this. That's the way I feel like Almond Joy has got into the candy game. Is the and I can't remember who they're made by, but let's just say Twix makes them, and they have, Nestle. Let's say Nestle makes them. Nestle's like, oh, you want the Twix, you want the Snickers, you want the whatchamacallit, you want the Baby Ruth, you want the Butterfinger, no problem. But you also got to take the Almond Joy.
It's a Sophie's choice for sure. Let's see here. Campio says, I love Almond Joy. What? It's a healthy candy. EB here. Almond Joy is number one in a lot of people's books.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Spencer Lampkins, my dad wished they would combine Almond Joy and Mound so he could get almond and dark chocolate.
Ugh.
So it does have
it's got its fans.
Have its fans.
Well, listen, somebody likes the Cowboys, somebody likes the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you do? Mm-hmm. You got Raider fans out there. You got Packers fans. I understand. You're mistaken. Whoever the Almond Joy family is, just know.
Yeah.
You're on the outside looking in.
Real quick, before we get back to the Kings, if you get a chance to try this, you might like it. And I believe it's a Kirkland product.
All right.
And it's called S'mores. Have you ever seen those? And so it's like, you remember those candies they used to call turtles?
Yeah. My mom and grandmother love turtles.
Yeah. But they're bigger.
Yep.
It's chocolate, and then it has marshmallow and a graham cracker on
yes,
the
sir.
inside.
Yes, sir.
Man, they're good.
Jumping out the bag.
They're really good. Really good.
But at least those are graham cracker, chocolate, marshmallow. See, they bring happiness. The senses are rise when you talk about marshmallow cream. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Oh, graham crackers. Oh man, that golden cinnamon. What kind of talk? Like it percolates your taste buds. Mm-hmm. Almond Joy. Almond Joy.
EB, my man has never been more wrong. Almond Joy rules.
Damn.
Okay.
We got Almond Joy fans. I can't believe someone from 707, whatchamacallit, and Take 5 are the best. Take 5 is good too. You know what real quick, because I'm on my Carmichael Dave right now.
Yeah.
Years ago, I was in college and I played with a guy. He was from Canada. A pitcher. Escaping my name. I mean, his name is escaping me. I can't remember. Bad job by me. But he was one of those guys that drove like a pocket rocket, which is, small sports car style, right? And he had it geared up and everything, and he bent his rim.
Uh-oh.
And so, JB and Jay, knowing everybody, he's like, Jay, you know everybody, man.
Yeah.
Dude, is there anybody you know that could fix my rim? I don't want to have to buy a brand new one. I'm all the way out here from Canada, so on and so forth. Like, of course. Get it locked in and loaded. And he's like, dude, how much do I owe you? I'm like, nothing. Zero. I said, there's one request. What about those O. Henry bars? Can you get them for me? He's like, say no more. Puts a call in, folks over, my Maple Leaf people. Gets me 2 boxes of O. Henrys.
Oh, Henry.
Man. Good times, brother.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful living.
Yeah.
Unlike these folks who eat Almond Joy.
I'm, been around a while. I remember they used to have commercials for O. Henry, and they showed Hank Aaron getting a hit.
Yes.
And then people going, oh,
Henry.
I don't know if they just did that. If that was called that, then they attached that later, like backfilled it, or if it was named after him.
No, I think it was named prior to him.
That's what I thought. Yeah. But then they figured
out around for a long time.
Because Babe Ruth. Yeah. So love it.
Who was it? Henry Rodriguez. Who was that played for the Expos? Lefty. And he had a year or two hit bombs, and they kind of attached him to the O. Henry bar.
Oh, okay.
Let me look it up.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just my soliloquy on why. How in the hell? And let me also say this. Shouts out to anybody who's bringing something to the table when it comes to inside the building. No, because you never know when you just need a little bit of mini-size Snicker or something in your life. You know?
Yeah.
Again, I'm more of
Fun
a sour
size.
guy, fun size. Yeah,
That's
party size, right?
Yeah.
But man, Almond Joy,
I'll bet you next
I'd
time you go
kick your
back
door
there,
down.
you're going to be gone.
Man,
Based
look.
on what I'm hearing from EB and Campy, they're going to be gone, Jay.
973. A lot of candy does not taste the same anymore. They have definitely changed the recipe. I agree with Jay. Almond Joy is trash.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was Henry Rodriguez.
Henry
I had to
Rodriguez.
look it up.
Yeah.
Expos. Play for a couple other teams.
He was
off
with
the
the
top of my
Cubs
head.
for a little bit.
Cubs,
I don't
there
know,
you
but
go.
yeah.
Yeah, Cubs.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Why do you act like you didn't hurt me? Hurt the man.
He had some pop.
He
And
did.
then he didn't.
Then he didn't.
Yeah.
But for a quick minute, O. Henry bars, they saw themselves attached to that.
I didn't remember that. Yeah.
Because I remember going to
Henry.
Chicago and, seeing, again, for the summer, watching some of the commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah. I want to touch on some here, getting back to our Kings conversation. That's going to seem maybe a little. Oh, actually, and we got to get to Jared Greenberg. I forgot before we get back to the comments here in the chat. Jared Greenberg, and as you say, Jay, NBA TV, right? I think he's done TNT. He's a very well respected and experienced NBA observer. And he was on. Is it Vincent Goodwill?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on his podcast.
Friend of the show. Come on now.
Another friend of the show.
Everybody's a friend of the show.
And they were talking about the NBA, and then kind of out of nowhere, Jared Greenberg went in on the Sacramento Kings and their roster. Do we have that, Jay?
Yeah, I'm grabbing it. My bad job by me.
No, that's all right.
Was,
it's fine.
Setting it up.
Take your time. Yeah. So I believe they're talking about the NBA in general, and for some reason, Jared Greenberg just takes it. Hey, by the way, how about that Sacramento Kings roster? So we're going to hear that in just a second. To me, it speaks to, again, the way the Kings are viewed by many around the league as they'll never figure it out. Because this just sounds like he just veered way out of his lane to take these pot shots at Sacramento. He does then go on to say some interesting things about the rebuild. And to Vincent Goodwill's credit, he kind of checks Jared Greenberg on a thing or two, like, well, I don't know if that's exactly true. But here's Jared Greenberg talking about your Kings roster.
My bad, Whitey. Yeah. We got to, everybody's got to have a clip, a sample of something.
Yeah.
An advertisement before you can get
right. It sounds like maybe you've been eating some of those Almond Joys.
I might.
You got some of that chocolate on your fingers. What about Milk Duds? You like Milk Duds?
Better than Almond Joy.
What is there any other candy that's down there with the Almond Joy, in your opinion?
Yeah, there are.
I mean, maybe obviously you said that's the worst, so there are none that are worse, but there are other ones that are down there. What about the Zag Nut?
That's before my time, White.
Okay, I thought those were still around. All
This
right.
thing ain't pulling up, man. You didn't give me a bad situation here.
Okay.
He says Sacramento is the funniest roster in the NBA right now.
Right.
It's the funniest roster.
Yeah.
Putting Russell Westbrook on the roster with Dennis Schroeder, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan, and Domantas Sabonis. It's like, do they just want to fight for basketball at some point with their own team?
Saying like essentially they all want to shoot too much. That's what I said. It's that definitely that view that Dennis Schroeder is just one of these shoot first point guards. That's obviously not why the Kings brought him in. I mean, with the Kings, you never know for sure why something is done, but it does look like they brought him in to be kind of a stabilizer to the offense, and they did not bring him in to be somebody who's going to take even more shots away from Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. What I was going to say here, someone asked here in the YouTube chat, will Kings fans hear about locker room rumblings? I don't know that there are any locker room rumblings. I don't think there's anything to see or hear here, but it does raise an interesting point. This doesn't get talked about enough here, and I got to be careful. I think it's worth talking about. I'm not trying to blow it up into a big thing, but that was an issue between Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, and I think it was going back to December of 22 in The Athletic. There were stories about how these two guys on the Bulls were having a hard time figuring out how to play together. And I think we've seen it here. It's not a matter of they don't like each other, but as far as getting their games to mesh, they, according to the story, and I'll track it down, they actually had to have meetings, Jay. They had to have meetings like, how are we going to do this? So it has been an issue. We don't talk about that here because I think it raises the question again of Why did the Kings bring them both here at the same time? But it is an issue going forward. I think it's pretty clear to me that right now, you look at the roster, Zach LaVine is probably going to be a centerpiece for years to come. That's the plan. DeMar DeRozan, just because he's been around a lot longer, he's probably not. So that's what, and so many fans say, and I mentioned the Brett Siegel story, a lot of people think the Kings would move off of DeMar if they could. It would probably just kind of simplify things.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's known that this is probably the last year for DeMar DeRozan in the Kings uniform. I would almost venture to say, and I love Debo. I think what he brings to the table is not as sexy as some of these stars, game throughout the NBA, but he's always been a baller. Mm-hmm. He's always been somebody who puts up numbers. He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. He'll be over in the Hall of Fame, Basketball Hall of Fame when he's done, when it's all said and done. I would be surprised if DeMar is on this roster past this time next year.
Yeah.
I would almost be surprised, and it's just me, unless they are winning their, top 6, top 4, whatever you want to call it. I would be surprised if Debo lasts the entire season.
Me too.
With the Sacramento Kings.
I think there's some truth to what Jared Greenberg says. He says it's the funniest roster in the NBA. There are some awkward fits there. There were last year. But he also goes on to say, sometimes when you have a mess, it's got to get messier before you can clean it up. So I think that's what Scott Perry, I suspect that's what he would tell us if he felt that he could be totally open and frank with us. It's like, yeah, we know this is an awkward thing, but I can't just wave my magic wand and fix it all. It's going to take some time to sort through that. I know a lot of fans want to just say, get rid of everybody and tear it down. And I don't think that's a good solution, as we have said over and over. Jared Greenberg also says something about how nobody shoots the 3-ball on this team. They got a bunch of guys that won't shoot the 3-ball. Vincent Goodwill says, well, actually, that's not true. But it does raise an interesting point. They were 24th in three-point attempts last year. Do you have to shoot a lot of threes in today's NBA to be successful, Jay, as a team? We know Doug was on the show last year, and he talked about, what did he say? He wanted him to shoot 50 or 60, and he said, that's because I want him to get to 40. Do you think that to be a successful team in the NBA in 2026 and beyond, you have to be a team that shoots a lot of threes?
No.
What is your opinion?
I think you got to be able to hit at a higher percentage.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But, more tries at the more bites of the apple will give you the full apple.
Yeah.
So I understand, more attempts means probably you're going to hit at a high, connection at a higher percentage, a higher rate. I'd rather take the higher percentage over the attempts.
You are correct.
The
numbers say you are 100% right. And here you say you're not an analytics guy.
No, I'm not.
But here, this is teams 21 through 30 last year in attempts. So the fewest attempts, 21 through 30. Indiana, you tell me if these teams were any good. These teams took the fewest threes. Indiana, Detroit, Orlando, Sacramento, New Orleans, Dallas, the Knicks, Toronto, the Clippers, and Denver. Denver was last in the league in three-point attempts. Clippers were next to last. Indiana was 21st. Those teams are pretty good, Jay.
Yep.
Most of those teams, and there were a few, and Sacramento's one of them, that didn't have success. But those were the teams that took the fewest three-pointers last year. So, Jared Greenberg, what difference does it make if you take a lot of threes? Now, the only team in the top 10 in three-point percentage that missed the playoffs was Phoenix. So the top 10 in percentage, all were playoff teams except for one. So to your point, Jay, you win, gold star. How many you make, the percentage of the shots that go in is more important than the number that you take.
Throw up, yeah. I'm sitting here looking. I finally got the link to work here, and I'm going to listen to it during the break. Why in the hell are they talking about the Sacramento Kings anyway?
It's a good question, and it's weird. He talks about how funny the roster is. It's a funny thing because they start talking about the Kings, and then, 2 minutes into it, they're going, oh, sorry about that. We don't need to talk about the Kings. That's why I say it. It seemed like Jared Greenberg was just kind of, that's where he wanted to go, and he wanted to go on some rant about how bad the Kings roster is. It was odd.
Yeah, I saw it basically, and they kind of Yahoo, because that's where V. Goodwill writes and reports for, they kind of bracket it up, and it's in the NBA's quiet August and possible late summer moves bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if they were talking about, the roster needs to be changed. Because like I said, I wanted to hear it organically. So I'm going to listen to it. We got to play it for sure. But I'd be interested. I'm looking at the rest of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about LeBron, the Lakers.
Yeah, they only
Steph
talk
Curry,
about the Kings
and,
at the very top for some reason.
Yeah, I see
they
that.
scurry away to other things.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we on your taste buds, dear brother.
Mm-hmm. Jared Greenberg says the Kings have the funniest roster in the NBA. Why does he say that? Is it true? We're back to that next on Sacktown Sports.
The Alan Styles Show.
The Athletics taking on Minnesota. All I know is that the state fair in Minnesota was so big. All I know is I saw fried butter. Has anybody ever had fried butter?
You've had fried Oreos and Twinkies. That's crazy.
Different. No, that's not different. And it was a Snickers.
That's still crazier than just butter.
No, it's not.
You can listen to the Alan Styles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube and the Sacktown Sports app.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, perhaps hidden in the attention given to rookies like Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson has been the play of outfielder Colby Thomas. Thomas, a third-round pick out of Mercer University, in his first 61 at-bats this year, 4 doubles, 4 home runs, and 13 RBIs.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
This is Alan Styles on Sacktown Sports 1140, and the big deals are rolling in at Folsom Buick's GMC's end of summer sales event. Right now, take home the 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab Denali with $13,500 off MSRP, or lease it for just $699 a month for 24 months with $5,999 due at signing. This is your chance to drive the bold and powerful Sierra 1500 Crew Cab, built to stand out on the road. When the summer ends, so do these deals. So don't miss out. Visit FolsomBuick.com today.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Wow, it's so good to finally be back home.
Is it me, or is it musty?
Oh, damp. Check the bathroom.
Damp!
The basement?
Damp! Wait!
Yeah?
I'm ordering damp bread!
So we don't have to move?
Eliminate damp, musty smells by trapping excess moisture. Get rid of the damp with Damp Rid.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the final days of Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Jared Greenberg says the Kings have the funniest roster in the NBA. Before we hear that, just checking in on a few comments here on the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Justin says, I'm with you, Jay. Oh, Henry is number one.
Whoa, them things are good.
Yeah, from the 916. Greenberg's always been a Kings hater. Just like the KHDK morning show, Styles and his sidekick can't stand those guys. Wow. I don't think that's true, is it? Alan Styles and Kyle Ledbetter are not Kings haters. I don't think Dave and J-Ross are either. I know Dave gets pretty critical sometimes. But sometimes honest criticism is the most sincere form of support. Anyway, thanks for listening to us. Don't forget about Bit of Honey. And I don't know if that's a nominee for Bit of Honey. Yeah. Bit of Honey generally is not well regarded, right? I don't.
Yeah.
From the 916, the only rumblings are the Kings cannot win. Time to play Scrabble and exchange all tiles.
I hear you.
Wow. Get rid of everybody. That is a bold move, Jay, but sometimes you do need to exchange all your tiles. Charleston Chew need to be put in the conversation with Almond Joy. I realize there's a whole bunch of candies that I am aware of them. I can see the wrapper, but I have no idea what they taste like. I think I've just avoided them.
Charleston Chew? You don't remember Charleston Chew?
I remember Charleston Chew. I've just never had it.
Really?
Bit of Honey. I know what Bit of Honey looks like. I've just never had it.
My mom loves it. It's you either like it or you dislike it. It's not one of those like, it's all right. It is what it is. Bit of Honey is definitely, it's not for me.
Yeah.
It's better than Almond Joy, though.
I remember
I
was doing a show on another station, and it was on Memorial Day. Labor Day. It was on Labor Day, pardon me. Labor Day, like 6 years ago. And at some point, the guy I was hosting was like, oh, what's your go-to candy bar? And it kind of caught me off guard, but I said, oh, Payday.
Okay.
And he and the other guy were like, oh, that's horrible.
What?
I stand by that, Jay.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Text me his name. I'm going to text him right now.
That is a solid candy bar.
Yeah, Payday is good.
Yes.
We ain't it.
Because I was hungry at the time. Sometimes you're in a different mood, and depending on what your mood is, where your hunger is, that'll dictate what candy bar you want. And I was really hungry when he asked me that, and I just thought, oh, man, I could go for a Payday.
Yeah. It's better than Almond Joy.
Mm-hmm. 916 would rather chew on bark than stale Mike and Ike's. How'd they get stale?
But let me say this. Mike and Ike's, like the sour joints or the red version, the watermelons, like those things are fantastic.
I guess not if they're stale.
But that means they get all hard and yeah. You know what the worst is when it's hard? Licorice.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But when that puppy's soft.
Red or black.
Come on, man. If you eat black licorice, it's basically like eating chew. You pretty much chew, man. You're tobacco.
And from the 916, Levine got run out of Minnesota because he wouldn't share the ball or play defense. That's who he was with the Bulls. So why is all of the sudden change here? Thank you, Tarzan, for that text. Yeah, I get it. Why would he change here? Well, that's what I'm saying is you just really have to focus on what he does so well because he's an elite shooter. But this is Jared Greenberg on the Vincent Goodwill podcast. And for some reason, Jared Greenberg decided, hey, I know, let me just go all in on how funky the Kings roster is.
Earlier, you've got to say Sacramento is the funniest roster in the NBA right now, right? Like, it's the funniest roster. Yes. It is. Are you elaborating on that? Like, you don't I just think say something like that and leave it there. It's just putting Russell Westbrook on that roster with Dennis Schroeder, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan and Domantas Sabonis. It's like, do they just want a fight for the basketball at some point with their own team? Like, are they expecting, like, here, hey, come buy a ticket to a basketball game and potentially watch a fight break out on the court. It'll be fun for you to watch.
Yeah. And the interesting thing, there's even Vincent Goodwill was stunned that he went there. It's just like, sure. Why do you say that?
Well, I will say this, and that's why I said I needed to listen to it. The context is Vincent Goodwill is talking about again, and that's what I'm saying, the time of the podcast in this portion, they're talking about how quiet August was and late possible summer moves. And so V Goodwill is talking about, could we see Kuminga go to the Suns? Could he go to the Kings? What about Russell Westbrook? We've heard different names, and he lists these different names. And then Jared Greenberg says, man, what he talked about with the Kings. So it wasn't just out of the blue.
Right.
Vincent Goodwill said, hey, Jonathan Kuminga could necessarily be moving to the Kings soon. And then he says, also Russell Westbrook could be moving to the Kings. And he mentions a few other different teams. And then that's where Jared Greenberg comes in and talks about the Kings roster.
Yeah. Vincent Goodwill still was a little taken aback, but thank you for that clarification.
Yeah. But it wasn't like, and the Dallas Mavericks, and it's like, oh, but has anybody thought about the Kings? It wasn't that.
Yeah.
Vincent Goodwill had mentioned the Kings a few times prior to that.
I will just say, and I know I've been saying this over and over, the Westbrook thing, again, to me is just like, what? I mean, it took me a long time to even come up with a possible reason why the Kings would want him. I don't know if I'm right about that we've talked about it, Jay. He has been a point guard. Maybe he's a little better defender. Maybe that's why, but I don't get it at all.
Yeah, I don't think he's going. I don't know. The way we're operating.
It is a funny roster.
Yeah,
He's right.
It is. The way we're moving towards and the way we're operating towards, I don't think you're going to have to talk about that too much longer. I think if Russell Westbrook was going to be a part of this squad, it would have happened by now. I don't really see it. Yeah, but I see the one thing
we don't even have camps open yet.
Yeah, but the one thing I think about when it comes to the Kings is this. We consistently talk about how deep the backcourt is. We definitely see how thin the front court is. They have one more for true roster spot open. If you feel that with Russell Westbrook and you don't take advantage of putting someone in your front court, man, you talk about the smoke that's going to come. And I understand that, Scott Perry and BJ Armstrong and the people, the brass over there ain't worried about what fans are talking about 9 times out of 10. But this is an uneven, lopsided roster much as Jared Greenberg is talking about. It's too lopsided. You can't add another guard without removing a guard. I think the Russell Westbrook conversation and talk is the fact of if Malik Monk is on the move, then I think Russell Westbrook is the backup plan. I don't think they had Russell Westbrook. And I'll be honest, I think if that was the case, Whitey, it would have already been done. You don't sit around and wait. Well, what are we waiting on? Well, we're going to allow Russell Westbrook to get a phone call, but that's not happening right now, champ.
Well, I know, but that's what they're waiting on.
Yeah, but that's not happening right now.
But that's going to be a while before they know. So I'm assuming if they're waiting on some, that's what they're waiting on. And I just assume they not wait on that anymore. My concern is, and this is just my opinion, it's not based on anything I've read or heard from anybody, nothing like that. My fear is that somebody there making decisions with the Kings looks at this and says, we're kind of in the middle of some transition here. And the roster does kind of have some awkward elements to it. And maybe we're going to have to kind of just start dismantling this thing slowly. But we don't really want people to know that. So, shiny thing, Russell Westbrook. Look at that. I hope that's not the case. And I have no reason to assume that's the case. But it has crossed my mind, Jay. I hope it's not a distraction from some of the other things that they got to sort out with this roster.
Yeah, that'd be giving a lot of folks credit. That'd be giving a lot of folks credit.
Mm-hmm.
If you that sharp to play blinder when we all can see the roster, I don't think you're pulling the wool over anybody's eyes. So you'd be mistaken, I think, if you're that type of person to say, okay, well, we're going to dangle Russell Westbrook's name out there just so you could take the pressure off looking at the other roster. Nah, man. Are we not paying attention to everything? There's a million different people looking at your roster every single day. You got Jared Greenberg jumping off the ramp. Just talk about your roster right now.
Greenberg off the top row.
Yeah, I truly, I hear what you're saying, but I think you got to be almost mistaken if
I hope I am.
No, not you. I'm saying the person, the brass, the people operating to say, oh, you know what, we're going to dangle Russell Westbrook in there so it takes away the pressures and the eyesight of what's going on with the roster. If that's how you are lining up a roster and operating in the NBA, we got bigger fish to fry.
I agree. When we come back, did the 49ers meet with Kendrick Bourne just to get Juwan Jennings back on the practice field? Also, the 49ers are going to look different at home this year in a way that has nothing to do with, speaking of rosters, nothing to do with their roster. And we'll tell you all about that when we come back. Jay Whitey, Drive Guy, Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Time now for your Sacktown Sports 49ers report, brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, conveniently located beside the Vacaville outlets. The Niners finished preseason play on Saturday with a 30-23 win over San Diego. Curtis Robinson had a 32-yard interception return for the go-ahead touchdown, and Tariq Owens, son of Terrell Owens, caught a touchdown pass. The 49ers start for real a week from Sunday. They're in Seattle. Listen all season long to 49er football right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. This National Recovery Month, start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember,
For the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
This 49ers Red Zone Report is being brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Uiagalelei throws it and picked off at the 20, the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Curtis Robinson on the pick six, and the house call gives the Niners the lead. 2nd and 13. Rolling right, Carter Bradley looking to the end zone. Tariq Owens has a touchdown. Where's Joe Starkey? Owens.
Ready, set, win big. When the 49ers win, you score. With 49% off any large pizza, only at Mountain Mike's Pizza. Celebrate every game day with your favorites from our legendary crispy, curly pepperoni, bold sauced up wings, garlic butter drenched sides, and gooey sweet desserts, all hot, fresh, and built for a Niners victory. Download the Mountain Mike's app, join Mountain Rewards, and turn every Niners win into a pizza party. Let's go Niners. Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
I think I have that right, Jay.
Yeah. Boy, I see you over there crooning. R&B album coming soon, huh? Mr. Gleason.
I have too much respect for the genre.
Dub G.
To tarnish it with my own efforts.
No, man. You play a part in it.
Yeah. Over the weekend, I was playing some, like some board game stuff with Sheena and with her sister.
Oh, what kind,
it's
brother?
a game called Quirkle, which is kind of like a dominoes type thing. It's a lot of fun strategy.
Okay.
But I'm in charge of the music. So I found on, I wasn't able to listen to any of our fine, music stations. So I had to, do something else or whatever. So I found on Sirius XM, Yacht Rock R&B. And
Yacht Rock.
They were like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
I've actually heard of Yacht Rock.
They have Yacht Rock, but
Yes.
I didn't know they had an R&B.
I've heard both versions. I believe I have.
Uh-huh.
I have a friend whose family member is a big Yacht Rock artist.
Really?
Yes, and she sings an R&B version. And then she also, and I could be wrong, please correct me if someone's listening. There is a like dubstep /
whoa,
yeah, type, electronic version of it too.
Really?
Yeah. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can find a song and I'll play it.
I know you play a lot of them, especially on Fridays, Jay. Some of that 70s R&B stuff. They're just so incredibly well produced.
Yeah. Imagine it. This is the other thing too, and this is one of the things. Oh man! So I celebrated my 3-year anniversary with my wife this past week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she bought me a record player.
Nice.
Shouts out to my wife, man.
Mm-hmm.
Buy me a record player. And
spinning the vinyl.
Yeah, she's like, I'm surprised you never had one. Or you haven't had one. You don't have one. And I'm like, when we first met, music was a big thing between me and her. I'm definitely a DJ and stuff at the time, rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't believe you don't have a record player. And it's at the fingertips, honey. I don't need one. But the nostalgia of having a record player.
Plus the warmth of the sound.
Come on now, brother.
It's
and
a
then
little different.
Now, so this weekend we went record diving.
Oh, yeah.
We sliding in and out of, mom and pop joints and all these different places. And I'm grabbing a few records here and like, oh, that's a steal. That's a find. Got to get that.
That's fun.
Dude, it was super, super fun, man. Brought back a lot of memories. I thought I'd share that. Shouts out to the record players.
Yeah. Hot R&B.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of hot, the 49ers are going to be looking a little different early in the year this year, Jay. According to Matt Mayoko, the 49ers, their first home game is going to be, week 3 against Arizona. Then they're home the next week against Jacksonville. So it's week 3, week 4. They're going to wear white at home both games.
I saw that.
49ers.
That's what I'm talking about.
You like it?
Switch it up, brother. Switch it up.
And apparently it has something to do with the heat. Matt Mayoko said they're wearing white in their early season home games to offset any potential heat at Levi's Stadium.
Man, it's been hot. I've been there when it's been hot.
Oh, I know. That used to be before the team was any good. That's all people talked
about. Yeah.
Was how if you got a seat in the sun. Good luck.
Sun side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better believe it. I will say this, Whitey. I like, as much as I love tradition, I do think there is room for people to switch it up here and there. It's not forever. It's not, we're going to do this every single time, a one-off, a two-off. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing something a little different every now and then. You don't have to take the same route to work every single time.
But the 49ers, 17 games, how many times do you think they wear red this year? What's your guess?
I think it was 4.
I think it's 5.
5, okay.
Yeah, and then they have the last week of the season, they wear the rivalry black.
The black, baby. Yeah. I love the jersey. You feeling it?
Oh, Whitey. Yeah, I'm warming up to it. The helmet's too much. I want the regular helmet.
Is it because it's black?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because just all black.
Doesn't that
I like
sound
the
crazy?
black that they used to wear, like Patrick Willis would wear.
Yeah.
With black, but then they have the regular
Red helmet.
But yeah, it's fine.
So Whitey doesn't like the black jersey. Okay.
Not these with the saloon font, but I'm warming up to them. But I think it's a little overdone. But here's what they're wearing. Week 1 at Seattle, white. At New Orleans, week 2, white. Week 3, Arizona, home, white. Week 4, Jacksonville, white. You'd think Whitey would love this, but I'm not so sure. Week 5 at LA, white. Week 6 at Tampa Bay, white. It's not till week 7 when they're home to Atlanta that they wear red. Then they go white, white, red, white, red, white. By red, white, red, black.
Yeah.
49ers.
I would have liked to see the black thrown in there one more time.
Jay, how am I going to sell jerseys when I don't wear them until the last game of the season?
Oh, baby, it's about, well, I was going to say something, but I thought about that. Look, we cracking too many jokes here.
Okay, all right, okay.
I think it's anticipation, Whitey. Really do. I think it's anticipation.
I think they go on sale league-wide in September.
Yes, I believe that. Yeah, this
month. You can buy the 49ers jersey, I believe, this month.
I'm liking it, man. I'm loving it. Matter of fact, I got my eye on a Diamador Lenore this year. Yeah, I'm thinking about adding me a demo. What you think about that?
I like it.
Yeah. Anybody else you think I should grab? Like, I've got Fred Warner. I have. I'm trying to think. I'm looking around here. I have a.
You got to get the Rondé Barber.
Okay, man. Upton Stout?
Yes.
Is Upton Stout going to be on this team long enough for me to rock the jersey?
He's going to be on this team.
He's a nickelback starter.
For years. You
really?
Don't reach the Hall of Fame by playing 2 years and quitting, Jay.
Right. This is a question, though, because I had the Debo, I had the Greenlaw, I had the Hufanga. Mm-hmm. All of those guys are
it's the Jay
out
Curse.
Out of there. Who's the next jersey I rock? When I really sit down and look at it, I got a CMC, which I've never worn, by the way, and I have a Fred Warner in 2 different colors.
You seem like you're kind of a Ricky P guy.
Tricky Ricky P?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the next one?
No, I can tell it's not. I threw it out.
Well, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Help me out.
I know. I can tell by your reaction. It's not a good fit. I really like stout, but if you're not, I think you warm up to stout.
But I got to go and check Stout's contractual obligations here.
You ever thought about Trent?
Nah. Oh, lineman.
Okay. No, I get it. I get it.
Walking around with a 73.
I got it.
Who you got?
Money Moody. Huh? You got to be bold to wear a Jake Moody jersey around town.
Can you get a Jake Moody jersey?
I'm
you
sure
probably
you can
get anything at this
You
point.
can get them personalized. By the way, I haven't seen anything yet, Jay. I don't know if you've seen anything. Haven't seen any news on Kendrick Bourne's visit with Washington. He visited the 49ers yesterday. They made an offer. He didn't accept it. He was meeting with Washington today. Haven't heard whether he's accepted that or not. So no word yet on that. 49ers would like to have him back.
Yeah, I was looking. I try to keep my eye on it. I haven't seen anything as well, so we'll see.
He may not even know you. Maybe he's
he may be decided. Kendrick Bourne. Come on back to the West Coast, family. You know, I did not know
Would you get
this.
a Kendrick Bourne jersey if he came back?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, I thought so.
I would say this, though. I'd reach out to his camp and be like, send me that. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go spend it.
And I want one of the rivalry ones.
Yeah, I want the black joint.
Yeah,
absolutely. I just looked this up. I did not know this. Upton Stout is a Rock Nation guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, had no clue about that. So we'll see how it goes. And of course, his rookie
My
situation.
prediction is you're going to like him.
I think so too. He reminds me, the last nickel corner besides Demo who kicked out. Kyle Williams was a not Kyle Williams. Lord, I'm blanking. I'm saying Kyle Williams. 24. I just had it in my head. Oh, thinking of Upton Stout. I'm looking at his deal and I just blanked out. That fast.
Jimmy Ward.
No. Oh, come on, Whitey. Struggling here.
Raheem Mostert. Matt Breida. I'll tell you what, when we come back here, NFL insiders name the teams that will surprise and disappoint in 2025. The teams that will surprise. I wonder if any of the teams that I told you are going to surprise on Friday are going to be on this list. The teams are going to, there are. Well, look at the teams that are going to surprise and disappoint this year, according to experts. Who's your guy?
K'Wan Williams.
Okay.
I was like, Williams. Come on. K'Wan Williams.
Yeah. When we come right back, Jay and Whitey, Sacktown Sports.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Joey Estes, out with that herniated disc in his lower back, felt that back tightness after his last outing. The team will take a few days to evaluate his options for recovery. His expected return is TBD. Jacob Lopez, out with that grade 1 flexor strain. MRI results revealed a grade 1 strain, and manager Mark Kotze said he's hopeful he could return in a limited role before the end of the season. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
Don't miss huge savings on our incredible selection during our final days of the Honda Summer Event. At Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey,
Hey, Sacramento homeowners, imagine the coolest, most comfortable summer in 30 years, leaving air conditioning giants drowning in overstock. That's your golden ticket to massive savings right now at Sierra Pacific. We've forged powerhouse partnerships with the world's top manufacturers. They trust us for flawless installations, unbeatable service, and our massive reach across Sacramento to move their inventory fast. In return, exclusive, jaw-dropping discounts just for you. Upgrade your home with premium systems at rock-bottom prices, installed by the region's elite craftsmen and backed by ironclad warranties and legendary support. Plus, snag huge tax credits and SMUD rebates to slash costs even further. This inventory clearing bonanza won't last. Seize it today. Call Sierra Pacific for your free in-home consultation and discover the perfect system for your ultimate comfort. Dial 916-638-0543 now or head to SierraPacificHome.com. Don't miss out. Your cooler, cozier home awaits.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air, the guys in the big red trucks.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Attention taxpayers. If you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000 and they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated. Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority Tax Relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-406-1584. 800-406-1584. 800-406-1584.
Priority Tax Relief.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
As you know, basketball season, NBA season tips off next month now. We had a lively conversation today about the Kings roster and how Russell Westbrook may or may not fit in. Zach LaVine, whether he should be the absolute focal point of the offense. Those conversations, of course, will continue in the weeks and days to come. But we also have the 49ers opening the season this Sunday. I'm excited about it, Jay, and I know you are Mr. Play It Cool all during the preseason. I tried to get you excited. You weren't having any of that. But now the games are going to count. We just had a week one of the college season. Now you got to be excited a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Vegas real football.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
There we go.
It's real football. It's a conversation to be had.
Yes.
Losses count. Wins mean everything. The pageantry. Lee Corso retiring. You know, picking his last head, his last mascot head.
Massive
Salute
ratings.
to Lee Corso. Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And I
As
think
it should be.
Didn't he nail all his picks, too?
He did. Every single one. Absolutely. I'm locked and loaded, baby. It's college football season is upon us. The NFL is upon us. The 49ers are back healthy, it looks like, to the best of our knowledge, until further notice. You know, I'm excited heading into week one. Seattle, it's gonna be a Stomp out. Stomp them boys on out. Matter of fact,
You're not a big Sam Darnold guy, I guess.
No. Let me send a text to Coach Christie right now. Let him know, man. What's up? What we talking about this weekend? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, hit Jamal Crawford, let him know.
Yeah.
My Seahawk fans, a couple of my guys up there, Seahawks and stuff like that. They, we go back and forth sometime about Seahawks and the 49ers.
I really admire the fact that you have bounced back the way you have from Saturday's tough opening loss for Texas.
Well, if it was 3 years ago, maybe 4, I'd say the season is over. Because we know in college football, when you normally lose a big game like that, it's over. Even though it's early in the season, that probably tells you in the way they look, they probably going to lose 1 or 2 more. But nowadays, you can win, you can lose 2 or 3 games because of the playoff system.
Right.
So now there's opportunity for you to lose 2 or 3 games. It used to be nail in a coffin if you lost 2 games for
especially
sure.
Losing to OSU, State, right? Because then it's like, well, that's like a positive. They only lost by 7.
Yeah. Yeah. Played terrible. Arch didn't come through. Rest of the offense looked terrible. They're allegedly their stars studded everywhere. That didn't pan out. Stars are dim.
Jay, I don't know the team as well as you do, but in my opinion, they struggled in the red zone a little bit.
They did. And probably at the 50 and at the 40, a little bit,
the red zone, the green zone,
yeah,
any zone.
Man.
Yeah.
They struggled all up and down the field on offense. Defense, they look good, though.
One of the most fun things about the start of an NFL season, to me, the start of any season really in any sport, is trying to guess which teams are going to be the surprise teams. Jay and I talked about this on Friday. I had my 17-team list because I'm trying to, cover my behind. But ultimately, I had Arizona at the top.
Yeah.
And Jay went with the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
The Athletic has another poll of executives, front office types around the NFL. And part of this survey here is this question. Name 3 teams that will exceed expectations this season. So 25 responses, 3 votes each.
Okay.
3 teams that will exceed expectations this season. This is what NFL people in the know say. 31 coaches and executives were polled. Obviously, they didn't all respond if there was only, 25 responses.
Sure.
Jets, 1 vote. Lions, 1. Cowboys, 1. Texans, 1. Colts, 1.
People like them Colts still, huh?
It's
the defense.
2 mentions for the Broncos, Titans, Falcons, Dolphins, Jags, Saints, and Bengals.
Man, that's the damn NFL. That's the whole league.
Right. The Bengals are supposed to be pretty good. How are they going to?
Well, I said exceed expectations because even you said the Lions. Somebody voted for the Lions, and I'm like, aren't the Lions Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah. And expectations are high for the Broncos. But more importantly, Falcons are on there, and that was your team.
Yes, sir. 2 people, right?
Yeah.
2 of the 25.
3 votes for
Arizona.
Green Bay.
Okay.
The Steelers and the Panthers. Wow, really going out on a limb with Green Bay. Again, expectations are sky high. They'd have to win every game.
Super Bowl, yeah.
4 points for the Chargers.
Ooh, you were on that hype a little bit, aren't you?
I like the Chargers a lot.
Where the Chargers are on your list again? 3, 4?
I don't even know if I had them as a surprise.
I thought you had them on the list.
Because I don't think it's a surprise that they're going to dominate.
Oh, okay.
But I'll double check. I'll find my list. I'm definitely high on them.
It's a known, huh?
Yeah, definitely high on them. I had Colts, Patriots, Jets, Seahawks, Titans, Raiders, Cardinals.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we get up to 5 mentions each for Jay. Do these coaches and executives know what they're talking about? The Giants?
Oh, man.
5 votes for the Giants and the Bears.
I could see the Bears. The Bears are loaded when it comes to names and places. The Giants?
Yeah.
The Giants might not win 3 games.
I guess people are figuring maybe Jackson Dart's going to take over at some point. He is not listed as the week 1 starter. 6 votes for the Seahawks and the Buccaneers.
Okay.
And then there was a 3-way tie. 7 votes for 3 teams that are on my list. I guess that shouldn't surprise anybody. The Raiders, the Cardinals, and the Patriots. There you go. The Raiders, the Cardinals, and the Patriots each getting 7 votes in this poll of coaches and executives. Who will surprise, who will exceed expectations this season? Patriots, Cardinals, Raiders getting the most votes. Tie.
Well, to me, you named every team in the NFL minus 4. Literally.
I know, but we really focus on the ones that got the most votes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why, and you're right. I mean, that's why I did 7. Because somebody's going to come through for me.
I mean, it was coaches, and who else was a part of this list?
Coaches and executives.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they just named the whole NFL. Everybody, they did the same thing you did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to name 7 different teams because one of them will hit.
They did let everybody pick 3 teams.
Okay.
So, yeah. Cardinals, by the way, have been at the top of this list 2 years in a row.
They like what they see.
Mm-hmm. Now, the other end of that spectrum, the other side of that coin, name 3 teams that will fall short of expectations this season. Only 23 responses. I guess some people, I don't,
a little shaky.
Bad juju. I don't know. I don't want to go there. 1 vote each for the Bills, Steelers, Rams, Ravens, Buccaneers, and Patriots.
Man, Patriots have expectations?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good point. I mean, again, how can they could win 4 games and people would go, yay.
Right.
2 votes each for Chiefs, Chargers, Eagles.
Okay.
2 votes each as a team that will fall short of expectations this year. 3 votes each from NFL coaches and executives for Falcons, Jay.
What's the expectations of the Falcons?
Good question again. For them to fall short of expectations, they'd have to lose every game by 40 points. Right? Yeah. So 3 votes each for the Falcons, Cowboys, and the Texans. 4 votes each for
49ers.
The Vikings and the 49ers.
I figured they were going to be a little high.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that's the Packers, that's the Packers, that's the Cowboys, and that's Seattle, and that's the Rams. That's who made those picks.
Now, when it came to teams that will exceed expectations, it was pretty evenly balanced. There are 2 teams here that get way more votes than anybody else.
Really?
Or teams that will fall short.
Cowboys.
Cowboys are already mentioned. I mentioned them.
Okay.
Yeah, they got 3 votes. Dolphins, Bears, and Broncos get 5 each. But then the 2 teams that get the Lions' share of the vote, if you will, 9 votes for Washington and 16 votes for the Lions. 16 votes from NFL coaches and executives say the Lions will fall short of expectations this season.
16 votes?
Yep.
Half the league.
Yep.
Wow.
I guess people feel like
16 of the 23 who took part in it.
Yes, sir. Not too much else stands out there other than, as you say, 49ers is kind of a, I feel a little crunchy if you're a Niner fan on the other hand, it's like, yeah, you figure that's okay. That doesn't mean they're right, but I see why people would say that.
Well, it said fire for the Dolphins, Broncos, and Bears.
That's correct.
What are the Dolphins' expectations this year?
I don't know.
Fight for the wild card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's again, great point. How do we know what
They'd
these
be right there
expectations
fighting
are?
for wild card.
I don't even know what, honestly, just trying to think league-wide, I don't know what 49er expectations are.
Yeah, I think playoff team, but I haven't heard anybody say the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. Have you? No one's picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I think most people believe this is a 10-7, 11-6 type of team, and they'll be fighting to make the playoffs. Probably make the playoffs, playing on opening weekend for the playoffs. And when we get there, hopefully, like you said, they're clicking on all cylinders. And if not, they'll take the L. But I don't think anyone has this team slated for the Super Bowl.
I don't think so. As far as the Lions getting all these votes, the Lions lost offensive coordinator Ben Johnson and defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. A general manager said it's hard to lose 2 coordinators. Another executive wanted to balance out the thought. They'll still be good even with all the turnover. They still have the same identity as a head coach. They'll continue to play good defense. As far as the Commanders, rival voters wondered if they'd fall back to earth after catching lightning in a bottle with Jaden Daniels' incredible rookie season. I think it's a matter of, wow, they improved too much one year. There's going to be some regression there. I don't know that there will be. I think he's going to be a great quarterback.
He's legit. Yeah, I'm with you. I really do. We had, I think you were here. We had John Keim on when the 49ers, when they picked up Brian Robinson Jr. And one of the things that I asked him about is if you look at their defensive depth chart, you look at the defensive side of the Washington Commanders, they have a lot of names. Guys that kind of a little longer in the tooth, guys who've been in the league and been proven. But one of the things that John Kine did mention, and this is why I'd asked the question is, can they hold up? The Bobby Wagners, who's been an absolute all-pro pretty much all his career, the Deron Payne, Young, Javon Kinlaw, of course, 49ers know him, Von Miller at your linebacker spot. Then on top of that, you got Marshawn Lattimore, who's been good for a long time.
Almost
But
looks like a Daniel Snyder team.
yeah. And that's, Trey Amos at one of the corners. You got Mikey Sanderstill, who comes from Michigan, playing good ball last year as a rookie. But I asked him, does that defense really put the fear in like the Eagles, the Lions, the Packers, the 49ers? Or is it we're looking at a lot of guys who have names and can they, live up to that name still? So I'm not sure. A lot of, is based on Jay Daniels for sure.
Yeah, the voters saw it that way too, Jay. Even though the Commanders strengthened the depth of their roster with solid veterans, some voters worried how that would impact an aging roster. Yeah, especially in football. Once the guy loses a step in other sports, he's not the same. He lost a step. Football, you lose a step, you're done.
OG.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. You're done. Now, one more thing I wanted to mention in the Athletic today. We touched on this at the top of the show. Kyle Shanahan gets so much criticism, and a lot of it he asks for as the head coach of a team that has gotten to 2 Super Bowls but hasn't won. But I don't think he gets enough credit in some circles for what he does well. Ted Nguyen did a survey of NFL defensive coordinators and defensive coaches, asked them who are the best play callers, who are the best offensive play callers in the NFL. Top 3 were Ben Johnson, Bears, Sean McVay, Rams, and yes, Kyle Shanahan. So no matter what we think of Kyle Shanahan and clock management and his roster management, and no matter how frustrated we get with him, look, we air the 49er games here, but we're not affiliated with the 49ers. But I do think we need to be mindful of the fact that the people that coach against him say he is the hardest coordinator to prepare for. They challenge all your rules, one NFC defensive coordinator said. They're obviously 21 personnel, but whatever you try to do, they always have an answer for it because they can align in anything out of that personnel. Now, I know if you're anti-Shanahan, you can say, yeah, he's a great coordinator, but that's all he is. He's not a good head coach. I don't know. But he's a great coordinator.
I was going to say there's a difference between being a coordinator, head coach, and play caller.
Yeah.
I think all 3 of those things, even as much as they cross the line, I think all 3 of those aspects are completely different. A play caller, an offensive coordinator, and a head coach. Now, Shanahan kind of gets the credit for being all 3.
Yeah.
He has the package. A lot of people say he's got the package of all 3. But we've seen, especially shouts out to TC and 49er fans.
Yes.
Like that, they would probably question certain things about him. I don't know if we can.
Definitely do. You're
right.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can question his coordinator skills because I'm with you. I think as a coordinator, he is above and beyond proven. He is a good coordinator. I do think he is a good play caller. I regress in some of the things that he does as a head coach, though. Like, I think he's pretty dialed in as a coordinator. I think he's pretty close to being dialed in when it comes to a play caller. I do think he relies on certain instances. I think he relies on, like you say, his stubbornness sometimes when it comes to play calling. I think he could be wide open a little more, do a few different tricks and plays and stuff like that. But for the most part, 90%, he does a pretty good play call. He calls a good game.
Yeah.
Calls a good game.
He's not perfect.
No.
But he calls a good game. One shortcoming that came up, according to this survey, and I know we touched on it much earlier today, Jay, but circling back to it, shortcoming that came up a few times was Shanahan's pass protection schemes. There are ways to manipulate the protection, and their reliance on play action, the 49ers' reliance on play action, can lend itself to mismatches up front. Otherwise, no play caller in the league commands as much respect from defensive coaches as Kyle Shanahan.
Which is the schemes.
Yes.
When you talk about that, you're talking about a scheme, which is coordination, his coordinator skills. That's why I say I think he's a top flight offensive coordinator. As a head coach, I think he's a player's coach. When you really listen to most people who've played for Kyle Shanahan, they really like playing for him. Now, of course, there's some different apples who can't stand him, and that no one likes no one is liked by everybody, right? So
the team performs for him.
They do.
They play hard.
They do.
That's the first thing I look at in any sport. And sometimes it might be a matter of they don't like the guy, but as long as they play hard for him, then it's working.
Yeah, and it may just be the atmosphere. It may be the locker room. It may be the type of guys that they have in there as well. The chemistry and how that team is the makeup of the team. Head coach, though, like there are some things that we need to question, and the backside of the play calling as well.
Yeah,
but no one's perfect.
Right.
No one's perfect.
So what would you? I know you just listed some things. Mm-hmm. What would you say if you're filling out this survey or whatever? What would you say are your reservations about Kyle Shanahan? Great play caller. Has been a really good coach, but
stubbornness.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the lack of wanting to change.
Yes.
Which is one of my pet peeves. I always talk about it is changing the speed, the rhythm of the offense. I can't stand the fact that we look the same, we feel the same, and the tempo of offense is always the same.
To me, that speaks to the stubbornness because it's like, this is how we do it.
You're right.
Other people can change it up. I don't care what they do. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Our offensive line's getting obliterated. That's the way we do it.
That's it. We're not changing it. We don't really factor in the offensive line heavy on the payroll.
Yeah.
And so that, and then the other thing for me too is we're going to see, and, me and you talked about it last week. I truly, and I said this last week, I think as a 49er fan, well, at least I'll speak for myself. I expect to lose a game or two due to special teams this year. And you can point the finger at Jake Moody. You could point it at coverage. You could point at mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
It happens throughout the season for every team, but for the 49ers, it's definitely going to happen.
I saw this today from Joe Shasky, who's at the game, and he just lives and breathes 49ers Giants. He's from San Francisco. I mean, he really, really takes all of it to heart. And he was posting that if the 49ers lose a game because of Jake Moody, he said he won't even blame Jake Moody. So it's not Jake Moody's fault, but it's the fault of Shanahan and Lynch for not doing something about it.
Agreed.
Because they're staring you in the face.
Which is basically what I said last week.
Yeah.
Is as a 49er fan, and people are like, well, how can't you be concerned? Because they've already showed their hand.
Mm-hmm.
I know going forward this season, Whitey, we're going to struggle in a game or two and probably in a few other games when it comes to special teams.
Does that mean you're not going to get the Jake Moody jersey?
No, I'm not getting that.
Somebody else was going to suggest that. They said I beat them to it.
Maybe they can get it. Share a picture with us. But I when you really sit down and look at what's going on with the 49ers, you would be kidding yourself if you don't believe the 49ers will probably lose a game because of missed kicks or field goal or special teams. I think it's part of the DNA of this team.
You know it happens. It's part of football.
Of course.
More than other teams?
No. And that's my thing is I don't think it happens with the 49ers when it comes to kicking field goals and extra points. I think, like you said, it happens to other teams throughout the league. I just know we're talking about the 49ers. We're partner of the 49ers. We talk 49ers, brass. We talk 49ers moves. We talk about Kyle Shanahan. If we were sitting in the middle of Green Bay, man, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's just bigger here.
Here's the terrifying thing about that, Jay. I'm not arguing with you, but this to me, from the standpoint of being a 49er fan, this is terrifying. So last year, Jake Moody was really erratic. He was hurt.
Yeah.
He did get hurt, which certainly
that ankle
may have contributed to it. So this year he comes in and he shortens his approach to 2 steps, right? You can imagine how hard that is. You kick a certain way your whole career, then you're going to shorten it. Okay, let's see how that works. The idea is to sacrifice a little distance for some accuracy. And what happens? He was terribly erratic, and he had sometimes looked good, other times it looked like, wow, I think you're cooking with the wrong foot. You know, I think maybe you're actually left-footed. So now, well, he's had time to work on it, so it should be good. Really? That's your approach?
Season. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Why does it, as a 49er fan, I understand the frustration, but we already know what's going to happen, right? So prepare, Whitey. I'm talking to you, brother. Prepare for some things not to go right.
But I think that would be unacceptable. Let's say it costs him a couple games. Hopefully it won't.
Yep.
And they're walking into this like, yeah, he should be good. That would be malpractice of this roster. If that happens.
Why?
Hopefully it won't.
Why would you say that?
Because you could see it a mile away. This is a problem.
Yep.
Okay. Let's just hope it works itself out.
But with that being said, and I'm not giving them no excuse, just what you said. This is the same question that every other NFL roster is facing. They're looking at it and saying, man, if I take a step back and look at my roster, wow, my defensive line is atrocious. And they know it in the front office. Why haven't they attested to something there? You take a step back. Oh my goodness. What is going on with our defensive backfield? We need 2 corners and maybe 1 safety. And they run out whoever they run out. It's throughout the entire league.
Right. But we're talking about one guy who's been an ongoing issue, and you overdrafted him in the first place. So fingers crossed. Jay's going to get the jersey.
No.
He's going to be in the Pro Bowl.
No. Well, yeah, fingers crossed he's in the Pro Bowl. Absolutely.
All going to work out.
But I'm preparing myself for a couple of weeks. We come in here on a Monday, and there was a game winner or an extra kick or a field goal that was important.
Roster malpractice.
Then that's every single team in the league.
When we come back, we'll talk to the first pro boxer ever to graduate from Stanford.
The trees.
Dante Kirkman joins us next on Sacktown Sports.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884. Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Mocash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with RVs of Sacramento and the Smud Museum of Science and Curiosity. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere. It's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
In New York, I merely rock, hiding in my socks, run over.
There is no better duo. Nope. Never.
It's the Drive Guys.
Right here on Sacktown Sports.
By the way, the 49ers might find that the opener in Seattle, that the environment there might not be as inhospitable as it typically is. We'll look at that in just a moment here. It's Drive Guys. It's Jay and Whitey. And, hey, high-voltage live boxing action returning to the venue September 6th. Uppercut Promotions presents 6 big fights featuring many undefeated and local fighters. Thunder Showdown 3 happening on September 6th at the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. And nice enough to join us now. He takes on Dylan Carlson Saturday at the venue at Thunder Valley. Undefeated middleweight prospect Dante Kirkman with us. How are you today, Dante?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. Why is Dylan Carlson the right opponent for you right now?
Well, he's kind of fighting with an attitude. I've studied him a bit. His nickname is Dylan the Villain. So he kind of tries to play spoiler. And my last fight, it was a first-round knockout. And I'm hoping this time that Dylan can kind of withstand some of the heat that I'm throwing, and I just put on an exciting performance.
How many times has he been knocked out in his career?
Never.
Never. Hear that,
0.
Jay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Inferno's going to knock him out.
I see him already. I see you talking that stuff. Hey, Dante, what did the, as my guy Kev Whitey right there talks about the heat that you bring, as you said, coming towards your opponent. What's the angles that you're looking for to attack them? You don't have to give us your whole, your spiel because they might be listening, but how you plan on attacking them?
Yeah, well, for those not familiar with me, I can fight a whole lot of different styles, forward, backwards, left, right. Like I can really fight counter punching, or I can just really throw a lot of punches. So I'm really used to like throwing anything coming from a deep like amateur background. So with Dylan, we're just gonna be like very adaptable. I'll kind of just see what kind of like works specifically with him. Me and my coach are working on stuff, in the gym that we see. But overall, it's just gonna be like a boxing masterclass.
Dante Kirkman's with us. The Inferno. He takes on Dylan Carlson Saturday at the venue at Thunder Valley, part of the Thunder Showdown 3 event. So you got Dylan the Villain against the Inferno, Jay. But Dante, I wanted to ask you about the fact that boxing scene says you're the first pro boxer to have graduated from Stanford. What does that mean to you?
Well, it really means a lot. Like I grew up across the street from Stanford, and Stanford having a rich history with Olympic level athletes and world class athletes of its own. I'm really just looking to establish my own legacy as its own first pro boxer and hopefully world champion someday.
Dante, you've talking about Stanford. That's big ilk right there. But you also have been around big ilk when it comes to throughout the boxing game. I've read and done my research that you are a huge fan of Andre Ward and had the opportunity to intern with the Mayweather boxing clan. Just speak to guys like that, of being around people like Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather and his camp, what it means to you.
Yeah, so Andre Ward being like a Bay Area guy and world-class pound-for-pound fighter. He's really just who every Bay Area guy looks up to. And my coach, Eddie Croft, had the opportunity to be a part of some of his training camps towards the end of his career. So there's just a lot of like natural game that like we soak up stylistically from him. And then Mayweather Promotions was just like an amazing experience, just learning like the behind the scenes of boxing, being able to go to these major events at the highest level and understanding what that's like and being able to kind of apply that to my own career has definitely been a blessing.
Dante, how I know this is kind of probably a question you get a lot, but how challenging was it to juggle your studies at Stanford of all places with your training to become a professional boxer? And what did you focus on at Stanford as far as your studies?
So I focused on art practice. That's what I graduated in, which was like in photography and like writing, like creative writing and stuff. Wow. So, but as far as like juggling both, it was like very difficult just because like I've never been a slacker. I was really just trying my best to apply myself fully to boxing, but I'm also like, I graduated with a 3.8 GPA. So I was keeping my grades up as best as I could.
Wow.
But like now that like I'm a pro, this is the first time like in I don't know how long that I've actually been able to apply myself fully to boxing, just because my whole life was either spent, you know, getting ready for college or in college. And now I'm just a full-time pro, and I'm looking forward to be the best that I can be.
All this free time all of a sudden.
I know, yeah. He's like, studies? Who's got time for that anymore? I'm in the gym. Joined by Dante Kirkman, middleweight prospect, 4-0, rocking and rolling this Saturday, September 6th here at Thunder Showdown, Part 3. Dante, I'm a huge boxing guy, man, and having the opportunity to speak to people like yourself who's on the rise, the up-and-coming, prospects. Of course, we got a bunch of good fights coming up for the rest of the year. Most people are talking about Canelo and Crawford. We definitely got to get your take on that before we let you go. But being in the position of where you're at right now, how do you feel boxing is able to uplift prospects like yourself? Because, you know, there's a lot of negative connotation around boxing in so many different areas, but you're fresh and new to boxing. What are you able to see within the sport that you're still, happy and enjoying to take it to the next level?
That's an interesting question because I've been boxing for 13 years, and I've always just kind of been immersed in the sport. But being at Stanford, I would just hear a lot of unfamiliarity with boxing. Like people at my pro debut had never even seen boxing before,
wow.
In person. And I think a lot of misconceptions with boxing, I think it comes from really movies, to be honest. Like the Rocky movies, people think it's way more brutal than what it is. It is a very physical and dangerous sport, but it's a lot more technical than people realize. It's a lot more artful, especially at the highest level when you think about people like Floyd Mayweather or Andre Ward. And then also on top of that, it's good even if you're not fighting. It's good for the youth. Like my coach Eddie Croft, he has a gym in San Mateo, and he's just been able to help kids get off the street and work and build self-confidence in themselves in a healthy way. So boxing can do a lot for your fitness, your self-confidence, but then also it is a fun chess game as well.
And didn't your dad, I think he was a fighter earlier in his life, and he says boxing changes lives for the better, and it really helped him growing up in East Palo Alto, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Dante, you are a one piece of the cog when it comes to Stanford. Mom, brother, everybody's come through Stanford. So it was almost a given for you. If you would have chose San Jose State or USF or something, people in the family might have disowned you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, my brother, he's definitely doing his thing in the tech world right now. So I'm still competing with him now. So I got to be a world champion to even be able to talk at the dinner table.
Before we let you go, Dante, Canelo Crawford coming up in a couple of weeks here. A lot of people, all eyes on the big fight. What's your take? And you've been around the Mayweather family. We know there's a little bit of squabble back and forth with Crawford at the moment, but all that aside, because you're a sharp kid, you're smarter than me going to Stanford. Let me tell you, what's your take on the Canelo Crawford?
Well, I'm a fan of both fighters, and I think both fighters are generational talents, but I'm gonna go with Terrence Crawford. I think Canelo's shot to win is or not shot. He has a lot of different ways to win, but I think Terrence Crawford has been southpaw primarily for a majority of his last fights, and against southpaws we've seen Canelo kind of bang up that lead side of the body, just because when an orthodox fights a southpaw, that side of the body is closer. So I think that's, if Canelo is able to kind of wear Crawford down there, Canelo will kind of be the one to have success. But Terrence Crawford's a very smart fighter that can make adjustments, and I believe he's going to make those adjustments and just do a lot of moving and trying to kind of outpick Canelo over the course of the 12 rounds.
Dante Kirkman with us. And Dante, before we let you go, most people who don't even know much about boxing have some idea about how a boxer physically prepares for a match. What can you share? What are you willing to share with us about how you get yourself in the right frame of mind? How do you train yourself to be in the right frame of mind right before a match?
Well, physically, I'm physically prepared by the best team I can get, really, which is Snack System, coming from Victor Conti, who actually works with Terrence Crawford and other elite fighters. So my coach's wife, Casey Croft, she's been leading me there, physically, just with her knowledge. So I'm just physically prepared with a lot of sparring, hours and hours of boxing workouts, a lot of running, 1,000 sit-ups a day, and then from a mental standpoint, I'm Christian, so I just have faith in God, and I know that everything in my life has kind of really just been placed in a blessing, and I trust in the hard work that I've put in. So I pay attention to a lot of elite athletes in other sports, whether it's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps, whoever, and they're always prepared just the same way I am. And as long as I'm prepared, there's nothing to worry about. So I'm always mentally ready.
Well, we appreciate your time. And I think Dylan the Villain's going down, Jay, and he's going down hard. Would you agree?
Come on, absolutely. Yeah. No second doubts about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We wish you luck, Dante. Definitely, man, in your future endeavors and, of course, this weekend.
Yeah. Thank you, Dante.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
You're very welcome. Again, that's Dante Kirkman taking on Dylan Carlson Saturday at the venue at Thunder Valley, part of the Thunder Showdown 3 event. And I would venture to say we probably have some more tickets at some point to share with people when it comes to that upcoming.
Let me put a phone call in and see if we can drop another pair or two here for you.
Yeah, Jay, as you know, I'm not the boxing fan that you are. I have some, I have great appreciation for boxing. But I was stunned when I saw that Dante Kirkman is, as I said, according to Boxing Scene, the first pro boxer to have graduated from Stanford.
And only.
Yeah.
First and only. And he
That's
just graduated
amazing.
this year, this past year. So you have to be a different kind of cat to go to Stanford and then want to box all at the same time. That's they don't normally go hand in hand, hence why Dante is the first of his kind. Yeah, but I will say this. One of the things about boxing is there's a perception that is brute. The guys are Paul Bunyan-like. They're not intelligent. There's a perception of that sometimes. There are some very, very sharp individuals when it comes to boxing. And we could say that probably for any type of industry throughout the world.
They call it the sweet science,
The
Jay.
sweet science, man, the squared circle for a reason. And just like Dante is talking about, the likes of the Floyd Mayweathers, the Terrence Crawfords, guys like that, who are a thinking man. They're a thinking man's game. They operate within the squared circle, and they think about how they can attack you and where they can pinpoint the punches. And so It's interesting because on paper, there's not that many boxers who look as sharp as Dante. Would you agree? On paper, like you to walk out from Stanford, like, man, you're sharp. So he must be a thinker within his game. I haven't seen Dante fight. I know he's had 29 amateur fights, but I'm interested. My plan is to go. I've been to both the Thunder Showdowns. So I'm going to try to get out there this weekend. The problem is I'm going to get out there a little later because I got some other things going on. So hopefully Dante will not have fought by the time I get there.
Yeah, you want to see him. As he says, he can fight a variety of styles
and
ways, reach a number of ways. When we come back, we'll look at the 49ers 2025 X Factor and how much is riding on him next. Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, and for his 19th season, we're so happy to have him back, Matt Barrows. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, guys. How are you? You guys were talking about brisket, however. I apologize for interrupting your brisket discussion.
That was me.
You can listen to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube or the Sacktown Sports app.
Let's go. You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the final days of Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Alan Stiles on Sacktown Sports 1140, and the big deals are rolling in at Folsom Buick's GMC's end of summer sales event. Right now, take home the 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab Denali with $13,500 off MSRP, or lease it for just $699 a month for 24 months with $5,999 due at signing. This is your chance to drive the bold and powerful Sierra 1500 Crew Cab, built to stand out on the road. When the summer ends, so do these deals. So don't miss out. Visit FolsomBuick.com today.
He waited a lifetime for this moment. Now it's time to celebrate. The official collection. the Oklahoma City Thunder, NBA champions. Available now at NBA Store. A Fanatics experience.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Get it out now. Said I done had a long week. Oh, I'ma do what I wanna do. Don't worry about me. Oh, I ain't worried about
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, it's September, and we have a baseball team in town now. So real quick glance at the Major League Baseball scoreboard, Jay, because some of these games matter. You know, your red-hot Giants are chasing down the Reds and the Mets. Top one, the Giants have already scored 2, Jay. They're still up, top one. The Giants leading the Rockies 2-0. You just can't slow this team down.
Definitely not the Rocky.
So you're trying to catch the Reds N6. Jays leading the Reds 10-8. And who else are you trying to catch if you're the Giants?
That'd be the Mets.
Yeah, bottom 7, Tigers 2, Mets 12.
All right.
Yeah. Also, the Athletics, bottom 5, they lead the Cardinals 1-0. Who's on the mound for the A's?
Severino.
4 1/3 scoreless innings for Luis Severino. Back on the bump.
Yeah, he been getting slapped around over the last 5 starts. You know, he's got his. A lot of people would say Severino's got his bag, and he hasn't upheld his side of the bargain this year. But
the mound is bad, and the clubhouse, and
then why sign with the squad, then, man?
I know.
Why take the $75 million?
I remember when he signed. This is great. I love this. This looks great. I can't even stand up on the mound. Nobody falls off the mound that much. Nobody ever.
He was definitely I want to say
he was making a point,
he was trying to work his way out of town. I'll just say it. I truly think Sevy was he was definitely trying to make a point. You're right.
Yeah. I know he's not the only one who's had issues with the mound.
No.
I appreciate that. Also, the Cubs are leading the Braves 4-2, top 4th. I mentioned that in case our boss Jose is listening, which he typically is, and he's a big Braves fan.
Brave season's over with, isn't it?
I don't know, Jay. If they win this one, they're only 13 under 500. They'll have to come back to do it, but
I like the fact that you're all in for everybody right now.
That's right.
Doesn't matter where you're at. Yeah. You have an opportunity or a chance to make it to the postseason. It's over.
Yeah. Oh man, Pirates leading the Dodgers 7-6, top 7. Come on, Pirates, hang on. Jay, I wanted to see what you thought of this. Ricky Pearsall is the X factor for your San Francisco 49ers. You buying that?
A little bit.
Kind of an unknown guy who showed a lot of promise at the end of last year, but there's still a lot we don't know, which makes him that X factor. But they're going to rely on him a lot this year. He could be, especially while Ayuk is out, he could be their number 1 receiver, and they may need him to be.
Sounds like they want him to be.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm with you. Where you going with it?
Well, there's a piece at ESPN today, ESPN.com. They have an X factor for every player, and he's the guy they pick. And Matt Barrows also is writing about Ricky Pearsall as one of the more interesting players on the team. And not to take this whole show another way here, but we only have a few minutes left. You know, Ricky Pearsall has talked about maybe meeting the young guy that shot him, and he says he is not sure that the guy wants to do that. And I guess he's been thinking about it. He said Ricky Pearsall says when he was shot, which we just had the 1-year anniversary of it a couple days ago. He says he thinks about it every night, but it sounds like something where maybe it would help him find some, resolution there, and maybe, finding some kind of peace with the guy that shot you. I could see how that would make it easier. Nothing's going to make it easy, but it'll make it easier.
I did hear the conversation, interview where he talked about he and Brian Robinson Jr., had a conversation, a discussion about them both being shot. So it sounds like he wants to shake loose of his past. So anything that I think, is going to assist and help Tricky Ricky P, I'm all for it.
Apparently, one of the issues he had in the offense last year was the timing. Brock Purdy said, he'd come open and say, dude, I was open. And I'd tell him, I need you to get open quicker than that. We got to get the ball out faster than that. So it looks like they might have found some common ground there late in the season. 14 catches, 18 targets for 210 yards, 2 touchdowns in those final 2 games. Ricky P, X Factor.
I like it. I like where you're going. Number 1 wide receiver for the future of the 49ers. That's what you're telling me?
For the first 3 weeks anyway.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll see. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. Stick around. Jay and I back with you tomorrow. And we got the JR Sports Brief Show next on Sacktown Sports.